Melissa and Joey is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
I will never take another driving lesson from you as long as I live.
Oh, perfect. Because I will never give you another lesson as long as I live, which will be a lot longer now that I'm never getting into a car that you're driving.
You are the worst teacher ever. Even worse than Miss Lehman in second grade, and she let the whole class eat paint.
Oh, well, I have never seen a bigger menace behind the wheel. And that includes after prom when Kevin Martin drove me home with a keg in his lap.
Ugh, I'm going upstairs to recover.
Yeah, and I'm gonna recover too, with a bottle of this. Nuh-uh, I'm going commando tonight.
Looks like today's lesson went a little better.
Yeah, it was the best one yet.
I guess you're stuck with me.
Come on.
Wait a minute. You lured me in here with the promise of moussaka.
I got moussaka, yummy moussaka right here, all right? But no one's getting any of this till we clear the air.
I'm not talking to her.
Well, I'm not talking to her more.
All right, look, if you two guys don't start talking, you're gonna kiss the moussaka goodbye.
Wait,
All
stop!
right, all right, all right. We'll talk.
Just don't hurt the moussaka.
What the heck happened during that driving lesson, huh? How'd it get so bad?
Well, I generously took the afternoon off to teach this one here. And, well, let's just say I was completely calm when I set foot in that car. All right, honey, now you see that truck?
Yes?
Okay, now you're gonna pass it on the left. So watch your speed.
Watch my speed? You told me to keep my eyes on the road. Speed or road? Which is it?
You can do both.
It's too much. You drive. Oh, okay.
All right, you know what? It's gonna be all right.
That is complete and utter fiction. She was impossible from the moment we stepped in the car. You're gonna kill us! No! There are no other cars around.
I don't wanna die in this outfit!
All right, I know what happened here. Two women got in a car. Look, you two just need to share in the responsibility, apologize to each other, and move on.
I'm not apologizing.
And I did nothing wrong, but to show that I'm the bigger person, how about this? I will take you for another lesson tomorrow, and I will fashion myself a dress made out of airbags.
Wait a minute, I thought you said you would never, ever teach Lennox to drive again.
Yeah, well, I also said I never drink during the daytime. Some things are said in anger. What do you say?
I say no. I'll take the bus. Forever.
She'll be back. Trust me. Lennox is not a bus girl. One slow, stinky ride past the fish market, she'll come around.
Or maybe Lennox just needs a fresh start. You know, maybe she needs a new teacher. Somebody a little calmer. You know, somebody not, well, just not you.
You?
You got me, baby. Use me.
Ugh, don't say things like that. It makes me tummy queasy.
Look, I am a way better driver than you, okay? I mean, I don't, like to brag.
You love to brag.
No. It sounds like I'm bragging, but really I'm just telling you how great I am. These are all just facts. I am a highly skilled driver, all right? I even took one of those evasive action driving courses.
Why? So you can parallel park while the KGB shoots at you?
You don't park while they're shooting at you. You take corners on two wheels. Look, I have a gift for teaching. You know, we all have our strengths, all right? Yours is, sleeping in.
That's true, I am great at that. But you know, this is not about who's the better teacher.
That's all it's about. So let's quit the back and forth and just give me the car keys.
No, this is my parenting moment. I want the joy of teaching Lennox to drive.
Joy, you guys are both miserable.
Sure, now. You know, life's milestones are always misery to go through, but once you get past them, you remember them fondly. And for moments like that, you don't ask for help from the household staff.
I'm sorry, staff? Did you just call me the S word?
Yeah, I have a lot of S words for you. And anyway, trust me, I do not need your help teaching my niece how to drive.
All right, fine, I'll stay out of it. What other S words do you have for me?
How much time you got?
Is one of them sexy?
Yes, that is the one I use the most. That and stilluded.
Hey, Mel. Wow, you're all dressed up. Where you headed?
Stephanie's picking me up. We're going estate sale shopping. Yep, you gotta look broke when you're lowballing for Grandma's silver.
Jeez, Burke, what's next? You gonna go graveside and yank out some gold teeth? Hey, will you move your car, by the way, because you're blocking me in?
Oh, here, why don't you just take it? And while you're at it, fill her up.
Right away, ma'am. Yes, after all, I am the staff.
You like me British?
I barely like you American.
Hey, bud. I know it doesn't matter to you, man, but I got you clean clothes. Here.
Hey, Joe. I bet you're wondering what all this is here.
No, not at all. I didn't even notice all those pretty lady shoes that you're playing with.
See, it's just kind of a project of mine.
Yeah? Taking pictures of your aunt's shoes? Did she ask you to do that?
Yeah. I mean, no, I volunteered. I'm just taking pictures and putting them on the outside of the boxes so she knows what she has.
So you like playing with ladies' shoes? Organizing them? Posing them? Wearing them?
No. Now, they're much too small. I could never fit my size 11s into these delicate peep-toe pumps. I'm guessing.
Okay, kid, you know what? I'm just gonna put your laundry down here and I'm gonna, just accept you the way that you are.
Thanks, Joe. Close the door behind you.
Oh, God, yeah, good and tight. I'll tell you, a few more lessons from me and you're gonna ace your driver's test. And then when your aunt asks, how did she do it? I'm gonna say, well, actually, I did it. And everybody wins.
How does Aunt Mel win?
Technically, she doesn't. Hey, you just passed the house.
Oh, can't we drive around the block just one more time?
No, no, we have to, get home before your aunt does.
Why?
Why? Because these are secret lessons.
Secret in what way?
Secret from your aunt. Because she kind of demanded that I never, ever teach you how to drive.
Kinda demanded?
You know how competitive she is. I mean, it would kill her to know that I'm doing a much better job than she would, so we're keeping it a secret, but it's for her. It's gonna give you a great opportunity to practice driving in reverse anyway, okay?
So, if she finds out that you're teaching me how to drive, we're both in trouble?
No, we're not gonna get in trouble because she's not gonna find out. Just relax. Now look, check both mirrors. Check your blind spots, all right? Watch out for other pedestrians and, you know, other cars. And mailboxes.
Oh, man, I can't believe I killed Mrs. Roser's mailbox. Aunt Mel is gonna have my head on a silver platter.
Relax, all right? She doesn't even know where we keep the platters.
What are we gonna tell her?
What are we gonna tell her? We're gonna tell her the truth, all right? We're gonna tell her that, you know, I took the car out by myself and I wasn't looking where I was going and I ran over a mailbox.
That's not the truth.
In 100 years, will it really matter?
But if I tell her you did it, she'll know I'm lying.
How?
Because she knows me. She can look me in the eyes and detect lying is freaky. And let me tell you, it has really hurt me socially.
All right, fine. I'll do the talking. Just back me up.
Silently, right? With no eye contact?
Yes, silently, okay? Just try to look innocent and I'll try to look like I made a big mistake. All right, I don't have a lot of practice with that, but I'll give it my best shot.
Hey, guys! Oh, my God.
What?
I look guilty already, and I reek of deception.
Lennox, you don't look... Where are you...
Ta-da! Look what someone couldn't take to heaven.
Certainly gonna make this place look like hell.
Ugh, it's so ugly, it's gotta be worth something.
Yeah. Care for a glass of wine?
I care deeply. Whoa, wait a minute. This is the $18 bottle. What's wrong?
Yeah, you start sipping and I'll start talking, okay? It's good, isn't it? Take this a little more. Yeah, keep going. Okay, so look, here's the deal. I took your car to the hardware store and had a little accident, and I ran over Mrs. Roser's mailbox.
Oh my God, how's my car?
I'm fine, thank you. Look, the car's fine. It's got a little dent in the rear fender, okay, that's hardly noticeable, and the car's completely drivable.
So that evasive driving course you took didn't prepare you for the danger of a stationary mailbox?
Yeah, I guess not. I'm gonna fix the dent, though, and buy a new mailbox, so we good?
Not yet. I still need you to do one tiny thing to help me get over this.
Name it.
Say I'm a better driver than you.
It was an accident. It could have happened to anybody.
Yeah, but it didn't. It happened to you. Because...
I wasn't paying attention.
And that makes Mel...
Better driver.
Than...
Joe.
It doesn't really count unless you say it all together.
Mel's a better driver than Joe.
This Chardonnay pairs well with humiliation. Hey, slow down, sport. You're coming to a door. Ryder, very nice work on my shoes.
So now that the job's done, can you sign this form for school?
Wait a minute. Wait, this shoe project took you, what, 10 hours? Yeah, your school requires a full, legitimate 20 hours. Can't fake this. It's community service.
But I photographed a closet full of shoes. My hands smell like feet. Well, what more do you want?
10 more hours. Yeah, you're gonna have to go through all my garments. You know, check everything for holes, tears, rips, snags, and runs. Oh, and pay special attention to the pantyhose.
Pantyhose? I mean, Joe already saw me photographing your shoes. He thinks that God knows what he thinks.
Well, then keep this on the down low, you know? The less Joe knows about our little arrangement, the better. He'll never understand how this is true community service.
I'm a little fuzzy on that, too.
Anytime I'm not wasting in my closet, I can be serving the people of Toledo. You know, every snag and tear that you find is another constituent email answered or a curb repainted.
So by digging through your underwear drawer, I'm serving the greater good?
Finally, someone understands.
Lennox, it's fine.
Oh, that's it, Joe. No more secret driving lessons. It's too risky.
You did great, though. You were like a pro out there. I mean, you didn't hit a single thing.
Yeah, but Aunt Mel saw us.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did. I swear that was her car that we passed.
That was not her car. There are thousands of cars out there that look just like that are being poorly driven by blonde-haired women.
I can't do this anymore.
How you gonna learn how to drive, huh?
Maybe I won't. I just know she's gonna find out.
She is not gonna find out. You're giving your aunt way too much credit, all right? If she knew half the stuff that I got away with. I mean, yeah, Mel. Caught that rat up in the attic, and I let it go free in the wild. And I know tonight it's at home having a nice dinner with his wife and kids. Relax, all right? In a couple weeks, it's all gonna be over, and you're gonna pass that test.
Oh, what test?
The math test. She's got a math test with numbers and shapes and whatnot.
Oh, I didn't know you had a test coming up.
I do. I swear I do. Yep. Don't look at me. I have to go study. Stop asking me questions about math.
She's 16 years old. Will you just let her have her own math life, please?
I think this is about something else entirely.
What? No.
I bet she's still upset about that debacle of a driving lesson we had.
You're right. You know what? You are absolutely right. That's what it's about. 100%. You. Cannot get anything by Mel Burke.
Oh, Mrs. Roser, I'm so sorry. I've been meaning to come over and offer my condolences for your mailbox.
Why didn't you?
Well, because I have, you know, like a life.
I don't. That's why I'm here. Nice place. I've only ever seen it through your mail slot.
That's not creepy. Anyway, I'm really sorry, and I want to pay for the damages.
Oh, your houseboy brought over a check, but it's for the wrong amount. It's not $50. It's $150.
But for that piece of Americana? And let me just write you another check.
And you should think twice before letting Mr. Muscles give your niece another driving lesson. Clearly, he has no idea what he's doing.
Lennox was driving,
When she wasn't crashing,
and Joe was teaching.
if you could call it that. Don't you have a clue what goes on in your house?
Apparently, I don't.
Ryder, look at what your aunt got you, buddy.
It's not what it looks like, really.
You know what, dude? You really gotta start locking this door. Hey, so I just found out that after dinner, your aunt has a city council meeting. So what do you say you get behind the wheel again, huh? We do a little freeway. How does that sound?
How are you so calm about this? I'm freaking out, but it's almost like you're enjoying the lie.
I am a little. No, I'm sorry. I am a lot. Look, just do what I do and act natural, okay?
Right.
Hey, Lennox.
Slippery silverware. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay, honey. It's a perfectly normal thing to do, you know, to get all jumpy when somebody just says hi.
Will you pull yourself together, please?
But she knows. She knows.
She doesn't know anything.
Hey, listen, honey, I was thinking after dinner maybe we could take a driving lesson.
I thought you had a meeting tonight.
No, meeting was canceled. Yeah, funny. Some people knew about it for days and kept it from me. I mean, they knew the truth and they didn't tell me. Don't you hate that? Don't you find that hurtful?
Maybe, you know, they wanted to tell you the truth, but they were forbidden.
Or maybe they did it because it was the best thing for everybody.
You know what? I can't take you out driving. My car's not here. It's getting repaired.
Oh, yeah, and you know what? Let me know how much it costs to bang out that ding, all right?
Yeah, it's not a ding. It's more than a ding, Joe. It's a dong.
What?
Yeah, my mechanic said that, you know, that little accident you had knocked the rear axle completely out of alignment. Says it's gonna cost $3,000 to repair it.
$3,000?
Yeah, 3 and then 1,000.
But that's what Joe makes in like 10 years.
Thank you, Lennox. Look, you know what? This is my problem, so let me handle this, okay? And why don't you go in the other room here, and I'll take care of this by myself. Thank you.
Joe, it's not fair.
I know. Life's not fair, sweetie. Thank you. All right. So look, I'll pay for the whole $3,000.
No, Joe. You know what? You could have lied. I mean, you could have told me that the car got hit by someone else in a parking lot, but you didn't. You know, you were honest with me, and I want to pay for it. Okay, good Joe. Honest Joe.
No, I don't really feel right about that. No, I'll pay you back, okay? $100 a week for 30 weeks.
That doesn't seem very fair. I mean, won't you owe me interest too?
$100 a week for 40 weeks.
Well, and I'll need a rental car while it's getting repaired, and I like a sunroof.
50 weeks, okay?
It was me. I was the one driving. I killed that mailbox. Joe took me out for secret lessons.
Oh, my God. All this studying is making her insane. Go upstairs, will you, Lennox? We got... That one is...
Joe, Mrs. Roser told me the truth.
Mrs. Roser? You're gonna believe Mrs. Roser? That woman watches me clean through the mail slot.
Okay, no changing the subject. I asked you to do me one little favor. I asked you not to teach Lennox to drive. How hard is it to not do something?
What's the big deal? You know, you teach her, the better guy teaches her as long as she passes the test.
No, that's not what this is about.
What the hell is it about, then?
It's... You wouldn't understand.
This is why you gotta lie. Hey, what's going on, Burke?
Nothing.
Burke? Burke? We're not married. You can't give me the silent treatment. Come. Is it about the rat? Look, I was very kind. You didn't feel a thing.
You know who taught me how to drive, Joe? Charles, my father's chauffeur. Well done, Miss Burke. Very nice job, Miss Burke. That was a pedestrian, Miss Burke. And when we were done, Charles tipped his hat and asked me to sign his time card.
Dad made the staff teach you how to drive? That's a little cold.
I just wanted to give Lennox the memory of learning to drive from a loving relative. You know, something I wish someone had done for me.
Why didn't you tell me that from the beginning? I mean, if I'd known that, I wouldn't have swept in there and taken away your moment. I mean, you know, now I feel like a total...
Wad.
Well...
Jerk.
I mean...
Dipstick.
Hey. Burke?
I appreciate the apology. But look, as parental-ish units, you know, we have to be completely honest with each other. We can't be sneaking around.
Wait a minute. Back up. You just called me a parental-ish unit. When did I get promoted from household staff?
You're more than staff. You're staff plus. You know, you're basically my co-parent person.
Co-parent? That's pretty good. I'm not gonna put that on my resume or anything.
And as co-parents, you can't be doing things behind my back. From now on, you can only do things to my front.
I just got a little sick right there.
You know what I mean? No more secrets.
I got it, okay? Hey, and if you're interested, I actually made another moussaka and I hid it in the vegetable crisper.
We have a vegetable crisper?
Well, yeah. It's a little drawer at the bottom of the fridge.
Oh, the bacon holder.
All done, Aunt Mel. 20 hours of community service. I never want my arm inside your pantyhose again. Because I'm more of a shoe man myself.
What's going on here?
What is it we have, Ryder?
Not community service, that's for sure.
Give me this. Dear Grant High Administration, Ryder Scanlon has completed 20 hours of volunteer community service to the city of Toledo, authorized by the Honorable Mel Burke. So cataloging shoes and organizing pantyhose is community service?
Let me see that. Yeah, it says it is.
See, if she doesn't have to spend time in her closet, then curbs get painted and Toledo wins. She explains better.
Thanks, Ryder.
Well, I'm gonna go upstairs now because, my hours are done.
No more secrets, huh?
Starting now.
Hey, how was your driving lesson with Aunt Mel?
Good, good. Hardly anything happened. By the way, is Joe around?
No, I think he went to the gym.
Did he now? We're good.
Tell anybody what you saw here today, you'll wind up like the sun.
Wow, good going, Lennox.
Hey, I wasn't the one driving.
Well, I wouldn't have hit the sign if you hadn't been shouting at me.
I was shouting, look out for the stop sign.
Can you help us carry this to the garage? We're gonna wrap it in an oriental rug and bury it so Joe will never know.
Joe will never know what?
We'll never know how much I value him as a co-parent. Please accept this keychain as a token of my esteem.
Melissa and Joey is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
So, Mom, you know how endless a kitchen remodel can be. I never want to go through that again.
Yes, but it's all worth it when it's done. When will it be finished?
It is finished.
Really? So all this is intentional.
Hey, slow down there, you two. I got some solid food coming here. And it's so nice to finally meet you, Monica. You know, put a face to the name. What brought you to town?
Well, I was waiting for a special occasion, like a wedding. But who are we kidding? I'm not going to live forever.
That's right, Mom. Not married, still single. Can't point that out enough.
I guess Mr. Wright must have taken a wrong turn.
Monica, will you go tell the kids we're ready to eat?
The children are going to join us for dinner? At the same table?
Yeah, we try to all eat together, you know, like a family.
And you sit with us too?
I know. It's nuts around here.
Well, no husband and no children of your own, but still a full table. Oh, it's like a play. A sad little play.
You kill me, Mom. You really do.
Lennox, dinner! And you too, young man.
How do you put up with that?
Oh, what? You mean our little mother-daughter back and forth? She just has a sarcastic sense of humor.
No, I have a sarcastic sense of humor, all right? She's mean.
You just have to laugh it off.
Yeah? Or in your case, scratch it off?
Well, it's no big deal. I get hives every once in a while.
Like when?
You know, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, Mother's Day.
Burke, come on, it's so obvious. All the stuff you're laughing off, you're actually spelling out in tiny red dots there on your arm. Let me see this. What does this say? Oh, yeah, look at that. Help me.
Oh, look what this arm says. Butt out.
It's all good, it's okay, it's all right, as far as I can see. It's all good, it's okay, it's all right, I guess you're stuck with me.
Just grab something. We gotta leave.
I need breakfast.
You can eat next when Grandma is gone.
What are you guys doing up?
Going to school.
At 6 a.m.?
Yeah, we like to be there when it opens. Yeah, it's really cool when they unchain the gates and wake up all the homeless guys.
You're doing all this to avoid seeing your grandmother, aren't you?
I cannot listen to her criticize another one of my outfits and tell me that I'm asking for it.
No, she still does not know my name. She calls me Tall Boy.
Maybe you could help her out, you know, wear a name tag or something.
Oh my God, lights. Okay, let's go, let's go.
Wait, hold on. This is not cereal, this is croutons.
Close enough.
Hey, Joe. I love this time of day, don't you?
You've never seen this time of day.
Not true. I used to stumble home at this hour all the time. Anyway, I'm off to work.
Why don't you stop sneaking around to avoid your mother and just admit that your relationship with her is pretty screwed up?
Because then I'd have to deal with it.
Avoiding your mother is not healthy.
There's nothing unhealthy about it. All right, look. Sure, I wish I had a better relationship with my mother, but I don't. There's nothing I can do about it. So I've made peace with that, see? Peace.
Yeah, I see a piece of skin hanging off right there. You know, you'd live a lot longer if you actually had a real conversation with her.
We're Burks. Burks don't do that.
Bongos do.
Rumor is the whole next semester is gonna be Pilates or Zumba.
Anything without flying balls or sticks coming at me. I really like my nose where it is.
All right, ladies, for the next 2 months, we will eat, sleep, and crap soccer. This week, head in the ball. I need a volunteer. You, Glickman. Atta girl, next time use less face. Okay, take a lap and then 45 minutes of headers. Come on.
I am so not doing this.
Well, you can't get out of it. Coach Dahlman only excuses you if you're dead or dying. And even then, you better have a note from the coroner.
Come on, Miller Scanlon, look alive.
Listen, Coach Dahlman, I need to be excused from PE today.
That's not a problem. Just show me your obituary.
It's, you know, my period.
Please, we women can do whatever we want on our period. We can climb mountains, we can declare war, we can even wear white stretch pants. So if it's your period, you can give me an extra 20 laps for starters.
No, I don't have my period. It's not my period.
Really?
Yeah, I so do not have my period. I wish I had my period.
Oh. Oh, do you mean you're pregnant?
You said it.
Honey, if you are, you should definitely not be out here playing soccer.
Well, I guess you know best.
Yes, I do, Scanlon. Okay, you just get some homework done, put your feet up, text your baby daddy. Come on, you red light girls! Shake that ass!
My goodness, everyone here gets up so early.
It's 11 o'clock.
Then it's time for a big, bubbly glass of breakfast. Did Mel say when she was coming home?
It's Tuesday, council day. She'll be home at 7.
And it's not likely she has a date, so 7 it will be.
Wow, you even throw shots at her when she's not here, huh?
Shots, are you referring to our little mother-daughter back and forth?
You know, that little back and forth, I think, is sometimes pretty hurtful to Mel.
My, the staff does voice its opinion around here, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yeah. And another thing that it's curious about is it's been 2 years since you came to your daughter's house.
And you'd like to know why I'm here?
Yeah, I really would.
I'm here because my other daughter is in prison, and I thought it would be nice to spend a little time with my family while my husband Russell is in Mexico bedding a 28-year-old yoga instructor.
That's some new information.
And it's our anniversary tomorrow. That's my gift from Russell. Betrayal.
He does not know how to shop for you. Seriously, wow, I'm sorry. I never would have said anything if I had known that. But hey, you know what, since we're kind of talking now, man, I gotta tell you, I think you deserve a lot better than that. How do you stand it?
I have my ways.
I think you should treat yourself a little better than that. You got a lot of life left ahead of you. You know, you don't want to spend the rest of it being miserable, do you?
Lovely talking to you, Joe. I think I'll take the rest of my breakfast upstairs.
All right, fine. Avoid all my brilliant advice. All Burke women do.
Hey,
Hey, I heard you got out of soccer. Nobody gets out of Dahlman's class. She made Shira Cohen play field hockey with a broken femur. You could see it poking out.
yeah, well, I fell into a loophole.
There's a loophole? Let me have it.
Dahlman thinks I'm pregnant.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't work for me.
I just wanted to get out of soccer. She had me knocked up before I knew what was happening.
Just to be clear, you're not actually pregnant, right?
Of course not. And in a couple of months, she's gonna expect me to look like I've swallowed a basketball. Ugh, this is wrong. I hate soccer, but I've got to tell her the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, tell her first thing tomorrow. That way they can announce your death at noon assembly. Or maybe we'll even get a half day out of it.
Okay, 7 o'clock. If history is any guide, my mom should be in the middle of her martini nap.
Nope, she's wide awake. Hey, Mel, I gotta talk to you about something that you're not gonna really want to hear, but today, I got to know your mother a lot better.
Ew, gross with my mother? How could you?
What? Ew, I have a little more restraint than that, please. No, look, we got to talking, all right? We got to really talking.
Ew, talking? That's even worse.
Hey, we had a very revealing conversation that was quite therapeutic for her, I think. So look, it's not gonna be easy for me to say. You may want to sit down.
This is bad, huh? Really bad?
It is. Look, she told me that, your father's been cheating on her.
That's it? That's so cute. You think that's news?
No, you look like a sweet little pixie, but you're very dark, Burke.
Oh, Mel, dear, you're home. I have to tell you something very important.
Oh, I wonder what it could be. I mean, it might be shocking. I should brace myself.
Tomorrow is our wedding anniversary, and Russell has used this occasion to cheat on me.
What?
And as a result, I have decided to divorce your father.
What?
I wish I had never laid eyes on that man. Nothing good has ever come from this marriage.
Mom, hello?
You're right, I'm sorry, dear. I did get to meet Nancy Reagan. Anyway, I now see things so clearly, thanks to the support and encouragement of my good friend Joe.
Joe? Really? So, one conversation with Joe Longo and my parents' entire marriage blows up? Nice work, very therapeutic.
I just told her that she deserved better.
Yeah, but she really doesn't.
He cheats on her.
She cheats on him.
That didn't come up.
Yeah, it's their thing. Now, they're meant for each other. They have this all worked out.
All worked out, Burke. It's been years of misery and denial. Name me one good thing that's come out of this marriage.
Me? Why does everyone keep leaving me out?
Look, all I'm saying is your father is on vacation with a woman half his age on their anniversary. I think her showing up here is a cry for help.
No, when my mother cries for help, it sounds like Esperanza, donde está el Valium?
You know what I think? I think this is a blessing in disguise, because she's finally talking about something for real. You need to be there for her.
You have no idea of the dark forces you have just unleashed, okay? First come the hives, then come the locusts.
I think you're overreacting just a little bit.
Oh, well, we'll see who's overreacting tomorrow when the sun turns to blood and it begins raining frogs.
Is that going to clear up by the weekend? Because I have a softball game.
Hey, Coach, can I talk to you?
Sure, Scanlon, anytime. Everything okay with you two?
Well, actually, no. You know, I was thinking about yesterday and getting out of soccer, and I need to be totally honest with you. This whole baby thing, I feel so ashamed.
Oh, honey, don't wallow in regret and self-recrimination. Should you have been more careful? Yes, but you're not the only one who's made a mistake. 3 out of 10 girls in this country get pregnant before they turn 20. That's 2,000 girls every day just like you.
Well, not just like me. See, Coach, I need to tell you, I feel really bad.
Oh, Lennox, it can happen to anyone. In fact, when I was in high school, it happened to me.
Oh, boy.
When I went through it, there was no one to turn to. But I will be here for you every day.
Awesome.
And don't worry, your little situation will be our little secret.
Heads up!
Hey, watch where you're throwing that! For crying out loud, this girl is pregnant!
Hi, Mom.
Oh, hello, darling.
What are you doing?
Redecorating. You know how it always lifts my spirits. I got rid of your tired old drapes.
Oh, you mean my tired old brand new drapes that make me so happy whenever I walk into my house?
Oh, honey, you can't expect me to live with those day after day, week after week.
Whoa, week after what? So, you're staying?
I can't go back to that Georgetown house. I need to heal in the bosom of my family. And you're all that's left, so I have to make do.
It's the end of the world, Joe. She's moving in and staying forever.
You don't know that for sure.
Yes, I do. She's in there right now, taking down my drapes, and my poor pillows are next. She's redecorating what I just redecorated. She's redecorating, and I resent it.
That doesn't mean she's going to stay here forever, Burke. She's just trying to keep herself busy. She wants to be part of the family.
Oh, well, that's a change. Back when I was a kid, she couldn't wait to get rid of her family. You know, she practically pushed me and Meredith out of the house.
Wait a minute, you're the one that said you and your sister were like horrible teenagers.
Well, we were. You know, the third time I was arrested, my mother made my father get a vasectomy so this inconvenient child thing would never happen again.
Those are tender memories, huh?
Piece by piece, she will destroy my house.
Burke, relax, okay? Pillows, drapes, you know, they're just things. Rise above. What the? Hey, who the heck scratched my brand new Calphalon skillet?
Oh, I think Monica was heating up some stuff for her mud mask and that.
What the hell did she start with, a backhoe? Look at this thing, it's ruined. My God, it's like she strikes at what you love.
Rise above, Joe. It's just a thing.
This woman's got to go, Burke. You know, maybe your mother will pack up and leave if we tell her that Ohio ran out of alcohol.
She stays here long enough, it will.
Hey, ML, we gotta talk.
Is this gonna be one of those girl conversations? Because I'm more than happy to get the hell out of here.
Joe, stayed. Look, I think you both should know that there's a rumor going around school that I'm pregnant.
Who would start such a vicious rumor?
Give me names, I'll kill them.
It was me.
You? Who the hell am I supposed to kill now?
Well, I have a suggestion.
I didn't mean to. I just told my coach I wanted to get out of soccer.
Listen, you are gonna march in there and tell your coach the truth immediately, okay? I will not have everyone running around saying Lennox Scanlon is pregnant.
Oh my God! Lennox is pregnant, but she's a child.
No. You don't understand.
I do understand. This is horrible. This will make me a great grandmother.
But the truth is...
But, Lennox, no more secrets, okay? It's been a long time since your grandmother lived in a house with teenagers, but, you know, this is what it's like.
But I'm not...
Lennox, listen to your aunt, okay? She's got a plan to handle this horrible teenage situation. Now, look, you go up to your room right now and you turn that rock music up as loud as you can get it and you think about what you've done.
No, it's like this every day, one crisis after another. So I completely understand if you want to pack up and leave this madhouse. In fact, I am going to call you a town car to take you to the airport.
Town car, forget that. I'll take you to the airport myself right now.
You know, I had been thinking that maybe I was being rash, that maybe my place is back in D.C.
Exactly, that's your place.
But now that Lennox is going to have a baby, you need me here more than ever.
No, right, Joe?
She's right, we got this. Go home.
I know I wasn't the best mother, but helping Lennox raise her baby will give me a chance to make up for all that.
No, you were a great mother. Remember I gave you that shot glass that said that?
Don't worry, Mel, dear. It's all going to be fine. Mother's here.
Mother, Lennox has something she needs to tell you.
Grandma, I'm not pregnant. Not even a little bit. Yeah, I made up the whole thing to get out of soccer, which isn't a sport, really. It's more like a gang fight in these socks.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Thank you, sweetie.
I will be upstairs, saving myself for marriage.
So she's not pregnant?
Nope, no, it was just a misunderstanding, Mother.
Oh, that's a relief.
Yeah. So, now that we're no longer in crisis, you know, you can go on with the next exciting chapter of your life. And I was thinking, you love to travel, so how about I send you anywhere in the world you want to go? You know, Costa Rica, Mallorca, South Pole. Look, you can swim with the penguins.
That's very kind, but I could never go on a trip like that without your father. He always took care of me.
Well, if you miss Daddy, then why don't you talk to him and work it out like always?
This time is different. He left me for a woman young enough to be my much younger sister. On our anniversary. This one really hurts.
Wow, Mom. Of all the conversations we've ever had, this one is the most realist.
I suppose it was. Bad grammar aside.
Well, you are welcome to stay here as long as you like. Within reason. And by within reason, I mean as long as you like.
There we go. Don't you worry, that mean lady's not gonna touch you.
Hey, Joe. Big breakthrough. I've invited my mother to stay. She and I are actually getting along. And look, no itching, no bumps.
Good for you. Bad for you.
I just don't understand why a middle-aged man would leave his wife for a 28-year-old yoga instructor. Now that I said it out loud, I kind of get it. But what could she possibly get from him?
A house, money, a baby, which, you know, would guarantee more money.
Really? So you think she's only with him to have a kid and get on that gravy train?
A tale as old as time.
Now that's something I can work with.
Hey, what are you saying, huh? Safe to take the skillet out of the box or what?
Coach,
Scanlon.
do you have a minute? Great news. Turns out the whole pregnancy thing was a false alarm. I can play soccer now. Whoop, whoop.
Really? You're not?
Not at all. Turns out I just can't count to 28.
Well, after I poured my heart out to you. But I guess you must be relieved.
I am. And I am so glad I had someone like you who took the time to support me and make me feel less alone. I owe you one.
You know, that's good to hear because I signed you up to speak to a group of at-risk girls tomorrow. Being a sexually active teen who's had a close call, you might be able to get through to them.
Didn't you hear him? Not pregnant. At all.
But you're still careless. You just got lucky.
No, I'm not lucky. I lied to get out of soccer.
Well, Scanlon, I have to say I feel disappointed and betrayed. But moving on, your name's already in the program and they're expecting you, plus the posters are already up.
Oh, that's my old yearbook photo with my zombie eyes. Oh, what have I done?
That's the look we want. Remember it for the speech.
Happy anniversary, my darling. All my love. Russell.
Oh, a diamond bracelet. Daddy went with the big bling.
Wow, it's like a 5-figure apology right there, huh? It's like a pro basketball player apology.
He's flying in tomorrow to whisk me off to Paris. Suck it, yoga girl. Oh, my goodness, I have to go back.
I got to admit, Burke, I think for once you were right. I mean, the dysfunction really seems to suit Monica and Russell. You know, I shouldn't have tried to stick my nose in there and fix what actually was broken very nicely.
Well, oddly, in this instance, you were also right.
I'm always happy to hear about that. Go on.
Well, I used the power of real conversation. You know, that thing you're so fond of? I called Russell's girlfriend and told her that Russell can't give her a baby, for real. Because of that vasectomy he neglected to mention.
So she kicked him to the curb when you spilled the beans about Russell's beans.
Yeah, so if you want to say good job, Mel, go ahead.
Pretty good, Burke. Tell you, you could almost be a Longo.
Yeah, and if you just shut up once in a while, you could be a Burke.
I could never be a Burke. My liver couldn't take it.
Well, Mom, when you get to Paris, send us some croissants.
You don't like croissants?
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
I think I know what I like.
You like eclairs.
Go away. Send us a box of eclairs.
Yes, dear.
I'm so glad you worked things out with Daddy.
You only get one real soulmate in life, and when you find him, you hold on to him. And he's closer than you think. Ta-ta.
What the hell is she talking about?
Oh, who knows? She had a big breakfast.
Melissa and Joey is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
So, how do I look?
Oh, just like me.
I'm gonna go change.
No. I just mean you look appropriate for an intern at City Hall. Just wait till your boss sees you. You don't have to wait. I'm your boss. I see you.
Yo.
Hey, check it out. A pair of Mel Burks.
Which is the scariest hand in poker? Look at you all dressed up in your little intern costume, huh?
Yep, she's gonna shadow me for the next 3 weeks. Learn what I do, watch my every move.
Well, make sure you teach her how to do this one.
I got that one down, too.
Wait. Oh, nice.
Not even close. Amateurs.
Remember when we get to the office, no special treatment and no pet names, okay? I'm Miss Scanlon, not Honey, Pumpkin, or Sugar Booger.
All right, honey, but you know, if a cake shows up that says best intern ever, I had nothing to do with it.
ML.
Ah, honey, I'm kidding. Cancel the cake.
So I'm ready.
There you go, buddy. There's your lunch.
Turkey sandwich, carrots, and a damp sponge.
What? I'm sorry about that. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Here you go, bud.
You know, if given the choice, I'd prefer the sandwich.
I'm so sorry. Hope I didn't try to clean my shower with your sandwich.
Joe, are you even awake yet? I mean, I'm a little worried about you driving Ryder to school in your condition.
Relax. I know that route like the back of my hand. I could drive with my eyes closed if I had to. In fact, I have. I was by myself.
All right, let's go, Sugar Booger. I mean, Miss Sugar Booger.
Lennox gets to skip school? I want an internship.
Fine. You can be my intern. Tell your own butt to get in the car.
This internship sucks.
Try doing the actual job, dude. Let's go.
It's all good, it's okay, it's all right, as far as I can see, it's all good, it's okay, it's all right, I guess you're stuck with me.
Attention, everybody. This is Lennox Scanlon, and even though she is my niece, I don't want anybody giving this pretty lady special treatment.
But yesterday you said to...
No, zip it, Wyatt.
So don't do this all?
No.
Intruder alert. Councilwoman Mueller's waiting in your office.
Oh, Mueller. Is she like your BFF? Yeah, big fish face. I cleaned that up just for you. Yeah, that woman is against everything I stand for. You know, she tried to stop wine sales on Sundays. She knows that's my favorite drinking day. Now she's plotting to kill the Toledo street scene.
But that music festival's been around forever.
Yeah, since I was a kid.
Exactly. Forever.
Okay, I'm gonna let that go because it's your first day. Betty.
Burke,
Such a pleasure.
is it? I wasn't so sure after our last meeting. I recall you referred to me as turkey jowls.
With all due respect, I was told my microphone was off. And I believe it was in that same meeting that you called me the esteemed council pimp.
I did say esteemed.
Thank you for that. This is my intern, Lennox Scanlon.
Nice to meet you.
Well, this is my intern, Calvin something.
It's Cameron.
You want college credit or not? All right, let's get down to this Toledo street scene business. Your hippie hootenanny is a menace.
Pardon me, the street scene is a joyous celebration that brings the whole community together.
You know what else it brings? STDs. Sewage, trash, and debris. And actual STDs. Neighborhood businesses are up in arms about the negative impact.
Since when is spending money a negative impact? I have the numbers here direct from the Chamber of Commerce. Miss Scanlon, would you make copies of these for my venerable colleague?
Got it, Miss Burke.
I have evidence, too. Letters from local businesses demanding we shut it down. Carlton.
Cameron.
Whatever. Copies.
I don't think my councilwoman likes your councilwoman very much.
I know, that was like a cage match with pantyhose.
Unfortunately, Mueller doesn't wear pantyhose.
How do you know that?
I blocked it out. So, how long have you been in the intern game?
Oh, wow. I go back like 20 minutes.
A newbie. I've been doing this forever. 3 whole days.
Oh, so you can give me the 411.
Sure. First, I think you have to put your document face down, but only if you want the words to show up.
So you mean bringing back blank pieces of paper would make me look bad?
I don't think anything would make you look bad.
As usual, you failed to grasp the complexity of this issue. I think all that peroxide you put on your hair must have seeped through to your brain.
Hey, this used to be natural.
Listen, Twinkie, when you've been on the city council as long as I have, you'll learn there's a lot more to politics than pandering to the stoners and the booze hounds.
And in all that time, no one ever taught you how to use mouthwash?
4289.
I'll call you.
Well, not if I call you first.
Stop talking to her.
Stop talking to him.
Clarence, let's go.
What were you two doing?
Well, I was just being nice.
This is government. We don't do that here.
Oh. Oh.
Catching up on some sleep?
No. I was just sitting here recharging my eyeballs.
In a puddle of drool?
What? Oh. Hey. Yeah. All right. Look. I may as well tell you, since I still can't seem to get a real executive job here in this country, I actually found a job overseas.
You did?
I did. Look, it's just part-time. It's actually an online consulting gig with this Russian finance company.
And when were you going to tell me about this moonlighting you're doing?
Well, if you hadn't walked in on me sleeping, probably never.
And how long has this been going on?
Just a few weeks, all right? It's just a couple hours a day from 1 to 3.
Oh, that's not so bad. I mean, the kids are still in school then.
Yeah, it's 1 to 3 a.m. because that's business hours in Russia. Don't worry about it. It's not going to interfere with my job responsibilities here at the house.
The house you're about to burn down?
The what? Oh, my... Shoot! Oh, hold on. Hope you're in the mood for blackened lasagna.
Hey, you know, if there's a fire, just drool on it.
Hey, ML.
Hey, Ryder, nice hickey.
Oh, God. Is it that noticeable?
No. Only from space.
Okay, help me. How do I get rid of it?
Oh, nothing works. From what I hear. But if you want to try covering it up, I have some makeup.
Makeup is for girls. No way.
Damn, monster hickey.
Give me the makeup.
Top drawer of my bathroom vanity.
So, what you working on?
Oh, my position paper for the street scene. Hey, look, I want to apologize if I was a little curt with you today at work. You know, it's just, I don't want you getting too cozy with the enemy.
Cameron's not the enemy.
Cameron works for Mueller, and Mueller plays dirty.
But I like Cameron.
Maybe you don't.
Maybe I do.
Maybe I don't want you talking to him anymore.
I'll get it.
Hey, Lennox. Councilwoman Burke.
Maybe. Don't wait up for me.
Hey! Did you see that? Promise me you'll never do that.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Good. Boys are so much simpler.
Yeah. Hey, which one of these matches my skin tone better, bisque or ivory?
Neither. Anyone can see you're a buff peach. Morning. Evening. Whatever.
Almost 1 a.m. You can't sleep?
Not a wink. Oh, good news is I'm all caught up on Storage Wars.
Oh, good.
Wow, business on the top, party on the bottom. It's like the mullet of clothing.
I only consult from the waist up. I got a meeting with Russia in a few minutes.
Oh, well, you better get on the freeway.
Yeah. I know I'm gonna regret this later, but this thing that's keeping you up, you wanna talk about it? I'm regretting it already.
It's this whole Lennox Cameron thing, you know? This internship was supposed to bring me and Lennox closer together.
What's the big deal? The kid had her home before a curfew.
Well, she shouldn't be going out with him at all. This is politics, Joe. What if Cameron is just using Lennox to get inside information?
Like what? The Toledo launch codes? You know, I don't think this has anything to do with politics at all. I think it has to do with, you know, you trying to dress Lennox up like a mini-mel, and she's not you.
Yes, she is. Well, I mean, she could be.
As I expected. You know, this whole internship was about turning Lennox into you.
Why do you think people have kids, Joe? You know, so that you have a newer, fresher version of yourself. That way, when you die, you didn't really.
Wow. Okay, well, putting aside that very rational immortality argument, I don't see the problem if Cameron goes out with Lennox. I mean, he's a boy, she's a girl. Trust me, the last thing that's gonna be on either of their minds is politics.
You know, when I was an intern for my dad, he would always want to talk about the bills he was working on, but the only bill I was interested in was Bill Hammond. Or Billy Ginsburg. And Tattoo Bill down at the yogurt shop.
Once again, wow.
You know what? Maybe you're right, Joe. I don't know why I was so worried. It turns out that, you know, Lennox is just making out with some guy she just met.
Oh, great, now I'm upset. So I will send you a revised 5-year performer with the adjustments that we discussed. And then we can decide if the cash flow estimates are within range.
Thank you, Mr. Longo. We're looking forward to reviewing it.
До свидания.
До свидания.
Please, Mr. Longo, remain on the line for a moment so we can discuss the agenda for next meeting.
Of course, Mr. Romanoff.
The coast is clear, Joseph.
Let me just set the mood. How do you say, voila in Russian?
Voila.
May I pour you a glass of champagne?
Yes, and I will pour one for you.
Why, thank you. I'd like to propose a toast to you.
За вас.
Oh, by the way, I got the package that you sent for me.
Did you open it yet?
No, I wanted to wait for you. Oh, my goodness. Thank you. I love Russian poetry. I'll bet.
I also got the package you sent to me. In fact, I'm wearing it right now.
Wow. I really do know how to shop for me. I mean, you.
Do you have a minute?
Of course, Miss Scanlon.
Actually, I'm here as Lennox. You know, sugar booger. Look, I'm sorry about last night. I shouldn't have just run off. It wasn't right.
You know what? I was your age once, honey. I've had my head turned by many cute boys.
So, we're okay?
Yeah, we're okay.
Great, because I've been giving the street scene a lot of thought, and I had a couple ideas, so I just kind of integrated them into your position paper.
Ow. There's a lot of changes.
Yeah, not that many.
Donation to defray sanitation costs, possible change of venue.
A few compromised notions.
These aren't compromising, these are mulery. Has Cameron been feeding you his boss's ideas? You two were supposed to be making out.
Oh, what? I can't have a thought in my head unless someone else puts it there?
No, you can have a thought in your head, just not these thoughts. You're supposed to be a mini me, not a mini Mueller.
I'm not a mini anybody. I'm a regular-sized Lennox, and these are all my ideas.
Oh, did Cameron tell you to say that?
Oh, here's another thought that I just had, all of my own. I'm through with this lousy internship. I quit.
What? Lennox?
And you know what? I'm not wearing this stupid blazer anymore.
Okay, I'll see you at home, honey.
She really loves me.
What's up, Joe?
Hey, buddy. Wow. There's a lot of makeup on that hickey, man. You know, when I was your age, which is not that long ago, that was like a badge of honor. Don't you want to show that off to all your friends? Show them what Holly did to you?
The thing is, it's not from Holly.
Ooh. Wow. Okay. Well, if Holly finds out, you better get in the boyfriend protection program, brother. So who's the lovely little lady who wouldn't let go?
I don't want to talk about it.
Understood. All right. Why don't you wear a turtleneck, you know? Or get a bodyguard. Dinner's ready.
Would someone please pass the salt?
Why? Does Mueller like it salty?
I think I know how I like my food and where I like to eat it, and that's not with you, so I'm going to take my dinner to go.
I'm taking my food to go first.
So after the whole financial scandal, everyone treated me like an outcast, and I couldn't get a job anywhere. So then I met Mel, and she took me in here and gave me this job, and I've been here ever since. So you see, Elena, I'm not currently exactly the high-powered executive that you thought I was. So look, if you want to hang up right now, I would totally understand.
What? No. I'm moved that you share this truthfulness with me, Joseph.
I wish I could share more.
You know what I wish? That I was lying right beside you.
Damn, lady, you are killing me right now.
That is American idiomatic expression?
Yeah, it means... Why do you have to be so incredibly beautiful and so far away?
Joe, can I talk to you?
Speaking of killing me right now, that's Mel. Let me call you right back, okay? Okay.
Hey, sorry, I saw your light on under the door.
And to you, that's the universal sign to please barge right in?
What's with all the candles and the champagne? Are you about to get lucky with yourself?
Yeah, you know, but if I rush right into it, I feel cheap. Plus, if I buy myself dinner, I'm a lot more fun. So what'd you do? Just come up here to annoy the crap out of me, or did you actually need something?
Oh, I really messed things up with Lennox. But I wasn't wrong. Seeing Cameron has totally corrupted her.
Well, you cannot always try to control things, all right? I mean, you can't tell someone that they can't fall in love with somebody that they work with.
Love?
Whatever it is. Look, the point is, you know, if you're lucky enough in this life to make a connection with somebody, don't you owe it to yourself to see if it's for real? As hard as this may be for you to believe, you know, you can fall for someone on the other side of a political issue. Or on the other side of the world, for that matter.
You know, I thought this whole internship thing would lead to some major aunt-niece bonding. Like, we were gonna dish about legislation and switch outfits and see if anyone notices. But now we're not even talking. She's totally rejected me.
No, she hasn't rejected you. She's just disagreeing with you. Look, Lennox is smart and independent and fights for what she believes in. You wanna know what that makes her?
Big pain in the ass.
Yeah. She is mini you.
Oh my God, you're right. She is a mini-me. I will live forever. Oh my gosh, I totally misread her. I gotta go talk to Lennox right now.
Wait a minute. It's the middle of the night.
Yeah, well, this has to be said. I will leave you to your menage a Joe. Lennox, wake up.
What's going on? Is there some sort of emergency?
Yes, an us emergency.
Okay, well, unless one of us is on fire, I'm still not talking to you. Good night.
No, come on. Until I get this off my chest, I can't go back to sleep.
And I guess I can't either.
Okay, look, I thought this whole thing was about you and Cameron and politics and loyalty, but it's not. You know, it's about me letting you be who you are, not who I want you to be. Please come back to work with me.
What if I don't agree with you? You know, what if the thoughts that come out of my brain disagree with the thoughts that come out of your brain?
That'd be fantastic. You know, as long as it doesn't happen too often or publicly. Remember, me boss, you intern.
Fair enough.
Now, about Cameron. I hereby give you permission to see him.
You don't have to do that.
No, I do. I was wrong. And it doesn't happen often, but when it does, I am big enough to acknowledge it.
That's great, but I don't want to see him anymore.
What? But I was just so big right then. What happened?
I don't need a reason. He's just,
Been there. Is the worst. Oh, it's so true. You really are my mini-me.
Oh, get off me.
Oh, it's like hugging myself.
Ow, you're on my hair.
Oh, I hate that too.
Hey, how was the Toledo street scene?
Busy serving me. Fried zucchini, fried jalapenos, fried pickles.
Jeez, Mel.
What? They're all vegetables.
Yeah, deep fried and totally disgusting.
You mean delicious.
I think I know what I mean.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion, even if it's wrong, dummy head.
You're wrong, stupid pants.
Getting back to something important. When are you gonna tell all of us, Ryder, who actually gave you that love bite?
Yeah, who hiccupied ya?
Yeah, come on, spill it.
It's fine. If I tell you, you have to promise not to make fun of me.
Promise?
Promise.
Okay. It was Sunday afternoon, and I was sitting on the couch eating graham crackers.
First down at the 48th of a minute and 35 seconds left in the half. Stop going up the center. Takes the snap. Straight ahead to Stevens off the left side for 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7.
It's not that funny.
Oh, I'll get it. It's Wyatt. He's bringing me some paperwork from the office. Hello, can I help you?
Yes, I hope so. Joseph!
Elena?
Surprise!
Elena! Elena!
Hey, it's Elena. Who the hell's Elena? So, do you two know each other, or is she just the best cold call salesman ever?
Oh, Mel, sorry. Yes, this is, Elena Romanov. She is one of my Russian colleagues.
Oh, and you're just giving her the traditional Russian tongue greeting?
I could not bear the distance between us any longer. So I used my vacation time and came here to beautiful Toledo, America to surprise you.
I am certainly surprised.
You must be Mel.
Yes, yeah, welcome.
Okay. Sorry. I love to hug. I heard so much about you.
Oh, yeah, me too. Your name's Elena, you had some vacation time, and you love hugging.
Oh, and Elena, this is Lennox, and that is Ryder.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Elena. Yep, that's who. What are you doing? What? I love to hug too.
Melissa and Joey is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
And when the batter starts to bubble, you go under it like this and just flip it over.
You're so good at flipping things over.
And pancakes are ruined forever.
Mel, You know how you complained for 3 days that there was no breakfast? Today, we're making it for you.
You just did that so well. I'm telling you, she's like a natural.
Have you really only been here for 3 days? It seems like so much more.
Love making goes so fast when you're with Joseph.
Well, what? No. What I think she meant was the time has really flown by since she's been here.
Oh, well, to me, time is kind of standing still and grossing me out. So, what are you two doing today? Besides that.
Oh, well, actually, I think we're gonna make it outside today. And I'm gonna show Elena some of the sights.
Oh, do we have to?
Oh, no.
My vacation will be over so soon. It's so sad. Oh, but maybe you could have vacation and come to Russia? Mel, when is Joe's vacation?
Oh, well, it sure seems like he's taking some vacation right now, you know, because not a lot's getting done at the house lately.
You could come to see me, Joseph, and then I could come back here again, and back and forth and back and forth.
Oh, my God, you do that so well.
I personally don't care for it.
Relax, will you? Everything's gonna get done around here, okay? And you were gonna love dinner tonight.
Oh, are you cooking it, Joseph? What will it be?
I'm gonna make my famous eggplant parmesan.
What's with all the food things?
Joe's famous eggplant parmesan.
It's missing one ingredient.
Joe. Well, what is he doing? Oh, never mind. I know who he's doing.
Are we gonna starve?
I'm not. I'm gonna have that slice of cake I've been saving. Oh, I'm thinking about this slice of cake all day long. My slice of cake is gone. Who ate it?
Oh, don't look at us. We would never.
Yeah. Oh, that's my cake.
Please, excuse for the interruption.
You coming back, baby?
Coming. This cake was delicious. I wish there was more.
Oh, me too. More cake, less you.
It's all good, it's okay, it's all right, as far as I can see, it's all good, it's okay, it's all right, I guess you're stuck with me.
Joe, we need to talk.
All right, but I only got a minute. I'm taking Elena out to see Toledo's hot spots. You know, other than me.
Okay, well, I'll try not to take up too much of your time with some trivial matters like, oh, I don't know, forgetting the kids at school?
So I was a little late picking them up.
And in your boxer shorts? I got several calls from moms.
But there were no complaints, and you know it.
Joe, this goes beyond carpools. You're letting Elena encroach in my home, your job, my cake.
I'll make you another cake.
How will that help me eat cake yesterday?
You're right, let me make it up to you. I'll make you another cake.
Send it from Russia? I mean, 'cause, you know, that's where it looks like you're going.
I know what this is. When I was in college, I dated Jane Hayfie. Hot Hayfie. My roommate Wayne complained about her all the time, but that's because Wayne was single. See, and every time he saw, me and Jane together, like in, the shower or whatever, it reminded him of how single and lonely he was.
Oh, so you think I'm your lonely roommate, Wayne?
You smell a little better, but yeah.
Look, this has nothing to do with me being lonely and single, which, oh boy, I am not. This is about you and your guests taking advantage of my generosity.
In some cultures, people are actually friendly to their guests.
Excuse me, I am the friendliest person I know. I have always been friendly. In 4th grade, I was the class greeter for career day, and I didn't volunteer. I was picked. You are not gonna believe what Joe said this whole Elena problem is about. He says it's because I'm not
getting any
friendly.
Hey, it's nothing I wanted to hear. Elena's gonna be gone in a couple of days. Why are you letting it bother you so much?
Well, the real reason, which Joe would not be able to hear, is that, in whirlwind affairs like this, people get hurt.
People like you?
No. Big no. This is about Joe. Look, I've had my share of foreign affairs. Okay, after college, I had a 3-month Euro pass, and let's just say my visa got punched at a few different stops. Ugh. I'm just saying, things like this burn hot and heavy, but then they flame out, and all you're left with is, warm, shameful memories.
Did you not hear me?
Ugh. Anyway, if Joe thinks this is anything more than a fling, he's kidding himself.
Or Joe could go visit her in Russia, and the relationship could have a future. You said it yourself. I was eavesdropping.
Yeah, I said it, but I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening at all. In fact, the only thing I do see around here is dirty dishes in the sink, dust bunnies on the floor, and a table full of junk food. Wait, is this Joe's idea of a good lunch now?
No, it's my idea of a lunch. In fact, it's every meal from now on. Breakfast burritos, gummy worms, chocolate wings. I'm eating it all in the name of journalism.
Oh, does journalism like a little junk in the trunk?
No, the school vending machine is trying to kill us all. You know my friend Maisie Goodman?
Big girl.
She has 2 jelly donuts for lunch every day. Then she sugar crashes and falls asleep in math. Well, the world needs to know what the school is doing to us kids. So I'm going to eat nothing but vending machine food and chronicle what happens to me.
Wow, I think you're really going to inspire some people to make healthier choices. Oh, malted milk balls. I'll chronicle these. Terrible. It's just terrible.
Oh, awesome. Is this for your blog?
Keep your hands off my crap. I'm the one who has to eat all of this. I'm saving my friend and a generation of America's youth. So back off. Oh, pink ball of death.
Why don't I do all the eating for you? I'll choke down all this trans fatty goodness, and you could do all the writing. My guts, your glory.
Fine, but you can only eat food from the vending machine.
Hey, man, no one's arguing.
Did I just see you put Pop Rocks in that burrito?
Yeah, it's an explosion of Mexican flavor.
Like a little hat dance in your mouth?
See.
Uh-oh.
Ryder?
You know, maybe some things weren't meant to be mixed together. I'll be all right.
Hey, Mel.
Ah, the lovebirds are here.
Joseph took me for first time on Ferris wheel. We were up so high. The view was incredible.
It always is when I'm with you.
Aww. What a wonderful day. And now I must go upstairs because I have pooped.
I hope you mean you are pooped.
Yes, that. Thank you for a wonderful day, Joseph.
You are more than welcome. Need anything else before I have to go?
What? You are leaving?
Yeah, you remember I told you that that friend of mine from business school is throwing that big poker event tonight, and he invited all of his broker buddies, and it's gonna be a great chance for me to do some networking, and, you know, unfortunately, I just can't afford to miss it.
Can't we go together?
Elena, if I show up with you, no one's gonna be talking to me. No, besides, I think this will be a great opportunity, you know, for you and Mel to get to know each other. You know, the 2 ladies in my life hanging out, you know? And this will be an opportunity for you to show Elena how friendly you are.
That's so not necessary.
Yeah, come on, it'll be great, you know? You 2 have so much in common. I mean, you're both high-powered career women. And there's this. There we go. I promise I will not be out too late, okay? Good night. Night, Burke.
Well, so...
You like women, no?
What? Why would you think that? These shoes just happen to be comfortable.
Well, how is it you can live with Joseph and not want to jump up and down on his bones all the time?
I often want to jump up and down on his bones, but only when I'm wearing big, heavy boots.
You make joke.
Ugh, I wish I make joke.
And after university, it took many years to rise up to corporate ranks at Prodco. It is very hard to be a businesswoman in such a sexist country. Do you know how you say female executive in Russian? You don't.
But you didn't let that stop you, did you?
No, I didn't.
Oh, and yet you didn't. Let's drink to you.
I am a determined person. When I want to do something, I do it. And when I want to do someone, I do it. Na zdrowie.
You know, I am truly impressed. You are self-assured and tough and accomplished. I mean, you're like a Russian me. Although, I don't know if I would be so cool about letting Joe go out with the guys tonight.
So, what is big deal?
Oh, well, you know, if I traveled 5,000 miles to visit a guy and he left me for a special poker night, I'd be pretty upset.
You be crying, VP girl?
Excuse me, now I'd be putting on my bone-stomping boots and he'd be crying weepy boy.
So, Joe going out for boys' night is a bad thing?
Well, it's not bad. It's just, you know, selfish and immature and male. Don't listen to me. I'm drunk, you know. So, hey, Nazdrovia. Hey, I swear the more vodka I have, the better I pronounce that.
Hey, good evening, ladies.
Как ты мог со мной так поступить?
Hey, Joe.
What's going on?
Вы эгоистичный американский человек. Идиот. Амбал.
Oh, I think she's saying I missed my big American lover.
How could you do such things to me, Joseph? You leave me alone and go play poking with your boyfriends.
Okay, first of all, it's poker, and they're not my boyfriends. Those guys were brokers, and I didn't leave you here alone. I left you with Mel.
Yes, and good thing. She got my eyes open.
Really? No, I mean, I think they were pretty open when you got here. You know, like, whoa.
You are selfish, thoughtless, male man.
Elena?
Oh, I'm so tired.
Wait a minute. What the hell did you say to her?
Who, her? Nothing.
Nothing. She liked me when I left here. You broke her.
Ты козел и дурак.
Elena, come on. Just open up the door, all right? Can't we just talk about it?
Я с тобой не разговариваю.
How's it going?
Вы, американские мужчины, все одинаковые. Я знала, что мне надо было остаться в России.
Like that?
Hey, look, I've been on the other side of a door or two. Tell her prostitia. It means I'm sorry. Well, we hung out. I picked up a few phrases. Prostitia.
Elena. Prostitia. Yeah, that worked great.
We just got started. Look, Elena may be from half a world away, but we all understand the same language. Apology. Tell her it hurts me when I see you cry.
Isn't that a little over the top?
Trust me, and don't roll your eyes when you say it. We can hear that.
Fine. It hurts me when I see you cry.
Really?
You're special. It's not every day you find someone you connect with, and I connect with you.
You're so special, Elena. I mean, it's not every day that you find someone that you connect with, and I really connect with you.
I didn't realize until just now how much I care about you.
And I didn't realize till now how much I care about you. And
And I'm gonna miss you when you're in Russia, Joe.
What?
I mean, you tell her you're gonna miss her when she's gone, Joe.
Elena, we don't have a lot of time left, sweetie. Please don't make us spend it with this door between us.
Now you go in.
Thank you, Burke. I can handle it from here.
What are you eating?
Chocolate wing wing?
Show me the wrapper.
Okay, it's a carrot.
We had a deal. How could you?
I've eaten nothing but vending machine food for 2 days. Now I'm bloated and tired, and everything coming out of me is as unnatural as what's going in.
I've only posted one blog article so far. The Maisie Goodmans of the world are counting on us to come to their rescue.
I think I'm gonna yak up a gummy squirrel. Never mind, it ran back down.
You're doing important work here, and your bravery inspires us all. Now, man up and eat your breakfast.
Can I at least put some milk in it?
I think you know the answer to that.
Hey, Mel.
Hey, Joe, how did everything work out with Elena last night?
Oh, she was steaming. So was the makeup sex.
You know, a simple thumbs up, thumbs down would do. Look, I'm sorry if I stirred things up. Maybe you and Elena do have a future together, you know? Maybe nothing terrible will happen.
Joseph, something terrible has happened. I just got off the phone with my boss in Russia. There's enormous scandal at Protko.
What happened?
In Russia, we call it Ponzi scheme. The government has shut down the company and arrested all the executives. But I've done nothing wrong.
I'm sure you didn't, sweetie.
When I return to St. Petersburg, I'm sure to be arrested. Oh, Joseph, I'm so scared. What am I going to do?
Look, we're gonna figure something out, okay? Right, Mel?
You betcha. Yeah, we won't let you down.
So we spent all day trying to find Elena some legal counsel, and we got nothing.
Well, it looks like you got something.
Oh, yeah, she had never seen an outlet mall before.
See that? Retail therapy crosses all cultures.
I'm going to go put on my fancy new bras and weep. Thank you for trying so hard to help me, Joseph.
Damn. You know, Elena's gonna get arrested as soon as she returns to Russia. And then who knows what could happen to her. Hey, you're a government thing. Can't you help her?
Yeah, I could get her a parade permit. Look, Joe, Elena is a tough, intelligent woman. She'll be able to find her way out of this jam.
I don't know. They got some pretty tough jams in her country. I just wish there was some way for her to stay here in the U.S. until it was safe for her to return.
Well, there are the obvious ways. She could fake her own death. She could get plastic surgery, or, you know, she could marry my Uncle Jimmy, and maybe then he'd stop asking me.
That's it. Yeah, not your creepy Uncle Jimmy thing, but the whole marriage thing. Wait a minute. If she married a U.S. citizen, I could save her from being extradited. Elena!
Whoa. Back up the white steed, Sir Longalot. Wait, green card marriages are illegal. You could both get in serious trouble.
Yeah, you're right. You're completely right. I was just grasping at straws, you know, because I just don't want her life to be ruined by this financial scandal like mine was.
Well, look, you're upset because she's your friend, but that's the best thing you can do right now is just be her friend. Oh, but if she does want that plastic surgery option, tell her not to go to my mom's guy because her belly button is up to here. Wow, this food looks fantastic.
Yeah, well, this is Elena's farewell dinner, so I wanted to make it special. I prepared all of the Russian classics.
I see. Pork and beef pelmeni, borscht, potato vareniki.
That's right. For dessert, my homemade cannoli.
Cannoli? That's not a Russian dessert.
Yeah, but nothing's better than my cannoli. Dig in, everybody, before the pelmeni gets cold and the borscht gets warm.
Oh, my God, vegetables. I want to make out with this broccoli.
Hey, what about Lennox's junk food research?
I'm done. I've eaten my last trans fat gut bomb.
My blog post spread like head lice in a kindergarten. Parents went nuts. So the school got rid of all the junk food, and they're stocking the vending machines with only healthy stuff.
Well done, Lennox.
You know, before we begin, I'd just like to say something to our guest of honor. Elena, I'm gonna miss you so much. I'll miss the way that you hug me in the mornings. Hug me very, very tightly.
Such a sweet boy.
Ryder, we talked about this, buddy.
I'd like to make a toast. Elena, even though some tough times lie ahead, I know you will overcome all of them. You know, I think you are an exceptionally strong and inspirational woman, because it takes one to know one.
Thank you, Mel. I would also like to make some toast. You have all opened your home and your hearts to me. I will have many tropical Toledo memories to keep me warm on those cold Siberian nights. I make joke. Nobody gets sent to Siberia anymore. We go to forced labor camp and try not to catch tuberculosis while awaiting trial. Na zdrowie.
Na zdrowie.
You know what? I gotta say something now. Elena, I know we haven't known each other for very long, but in the short amount of time that we have, I have really grown to respect you and admire you and truly care about you. And there is no way I'm gonna let you go back to Russia and be punished for something you had nothing to do with. So, Elena Romanoff, will you marry me and become a U.S. citizen?
What? You are serious? You would do this for me?
You bet I would. So what do you say?
I say, da.
This was the happiest moment of my life.
Holy cannoli.
Look at that, Ryder. Not a molecule of polysorbate 60 in sight. You know, sometimes if people can't make good choices for themselves, someone else has to make good choices for them.
Are you Lennox Scanlon? Yeah. You wrote that blog story all about the junk food.
Yes, it was just something I had to do.
It's her. She's the one that made the school put all the healthy stuff in the vending machines. See ya. Let's get her!
Yo, I got sugary processed crap here, $3 a pop.
Melissa and Joey is recorded in front of a live studio audience. The familiar voiceover echoed through the soundstage, setting the scene for another evening of domestic chaos and unexpected warmth. Melissa Burke, looking sharp and undeniably attractive in her business attire, strutted into the living room. "Look at you," her sister, usually the source of dry commentary, noted with a smirk. "Public servant by day, hottie by night." Mel flipped her hair with practiced ease, a twinkle in her eye. "Well, I have to turn on the heat during the day or nobody gets anything done." She grabbed a file folder, already scanning the contents. "Ooh, council stories up. From now on, we're capping elementary school class size at 22 students." Her triumph was short-lived as a man burst through the front door, his face flushed with indignation, a garbage bag clutched in one hand. "This is garbage," he bellowed, gesturing wildly. "Which is piling up in front of my restaurant because you cut pickups to once a week." Mel took a deep breath, instantly slipping into her composed politician persona. "Well, a reduction in trash service is what pays for the smaller class sizes," she explained smoothly, attempting to defuse the situation. "Crazy guys with trash bags coming at you and you stay the mature, rational adult." "Yes, I did," she muttered to herself as the man huffed and stormed back out. "Suck it, garbage guy." But the peace was fragile. Another man, this one looking slightly disheveled and frantic, stepped into the doorway. "Oh, and then this dude," Mel groaned inwardly. "Hey, don't be that guy," she warned, raising a hand. "Don't be that guy that brings your garbage into a public arena and acts like a crazy person. Act like a gentleman. Thank you." The man, however, had a different agenda. "Now, where the hell's the money your brother-in-law stole from me?" he demanded, his voice echoing in the hallway. Mel sighed, the familiar weight of her family's recent scandal settling on her shoulders. "What, my sister? Okay, but that's not me. Let me ask the room. Does anybody here have a relative they're not exactly proud of? It's not just me. At least he was cute." "Yeah, I don't see it," a voice deadpanned from the kitchen. It was Joe Longo, the man who had unexpectedly become the linchpin of her chaotic household. He leaned against the counter, a smirk playing on his lips. "You held your own up there. You remind me of your father, the esteemed senator." Mel rolled her eyes, stepping closer to him. "Oh, my God. Did I smell like strippers?" "No," Joe replied, his tone surprisingly earnest. "You smelled like authority." "Oh, well, that is my fragrance," Mel retorted, a hint of a smile returning. "Yeah, I have to say, in all humility, I was, yes, smoking. A high down low. Okay." She offered him a high five, which he returned with a chuckle. "Plus, your brother-in-law's various felonies totally shifted the focus of the meeting. I think you put the whole trash issue to bed." Before Mel could bask in her small victory, her niece, Lennox, trudged into the room, her expression a mix of annoyance and teenage angst. "Aunt Mel, why are angry white guys throwing trash at our front door?" There is a political debate in the community in which the majority feels as though. Mel started, but stopped as another thud resonated from the porch. "This is getting heavy, and really smelly." Lennox dropped a flyer on the coffee table. "I'm just gonna leave this here for you, Aunt Mel. There's like 10 more on the porch." Mel picked up the paper, her brow furrowing. "Hey, Lennox, did you see the dresser I put in your room?" Yeah, it's really cute, but I'm okay. Lennox replied dismissively, already heading for the stairs. I've got suitcases. Mel sighed, sinking onto the sofa. She thinks living here is temporary? Well, she no longer tells me what she thinks. I used to be. I'll sneak out of the house, Aunt Mel. Let's get matching tattoos, Aunt Mel. Now, because I said so, Aunt Mel. I do horrible things like put furniture in her room. Clearly, I'm a monster. Joe, who had been listening quietly, moved to sit beside her. Of course she's difficult. Don't you remember what you were like at 15? Not very clearly, Mel admitted, a rueful smile touching her lips. Did a lot of drinking then. She checked her watch, her expression brightening. I'm going out tonight, so Rhonda's staying with you guys if you need anything. Later that evening, Mel found her nephew, Ryder, in the living room, trying to balance a basketball on his finger. Coach says you need a better jump shot, she observed. You got one of those? Ryder asked hopefully. Yes, we Asian women are all about the hoops. Rhonda, the temporary babysitter, interjected dryly from the kitchen doorway. Mel smiled gratefully at Rhonda. So if you've got any homework, do it. And beyond that, just, be good and don't. Torch the place. Ryder finished for her. Yes. It was one little single alarm fire, Ryder defended himself. At his old house, the week his dad ran off. He was angry. He just stacked 20 of his dad's suits on the driveway, added some top-shelf cognac and lit them up. In a way, Mel conceded, but we all need to let things out every now and then. No, we don't, Rhonda countered firmly. The urge to set things on fire we repress. Mel turned back to Ryder, a serious expression on her face. Thanks for babysitting. I haven't had a date since the kids moved in. It's been so long. I'm actually nervous. She held up 2 dresses for Rhonda's inspection. All right, what do you think? These say smart, independent, bright political future. These say former bad girl. Rhonda pointed to the second dress. She's back. What, are you going hiking? Ryder asked, eyeing her footwear. That's yours, Rhonda quickly corrected, gesturing to a pair of heels. Just as Mel was about to finally head out, the phone rang. Melbourne? Rhonda Chong? Yes, hello? Mel answered, her smile fading as she listened. Channel school principal. She did what? What did she do? When? Where? Really? Today? Lennox did that. Mel covered the receiver, her eyes wide. Liz, I find that hard to believe. No. She didn't tell me. It's not at all typical. Of course I believe you. I know when something's serious. It is really serious. I'm really sorry that this happened. I'll talk to Mel. But I'm telling you, this couldn't have happened. She hung up the phone, taking a deep breath. Guess what? Today at school, Lennox handed out flyers containing an original poem rhyming her principal's name in a creative way that didn't go over well with Ms. Lunt. Not to send up a flare, but there's a possibility Channel 5 has a story. Are you sure? Rhonda asked, her eyes wide. Pretty sure. I was just on the air, live, denying it, Mel replied, her voice tinged with panic. 2 months, living with me, and she gets suspended. Legal guardian of the year. Thank you. I keep telling you, hire somebody, an organizer, professional. Those kids need structure and discipline and possibly electroshock therapy. And you, my dear, cannot do everything. Well, maybe not everything, Mel said, determination replacing the panic. But I can certainly do this. It's just a matter of going up there and setting that girl straight. I haven't moved yet, have I? She asked rhetorically, frustrated. Why isn't my sister here to discipline her own daughter? Because she's locked up in federal prison. Mel found Lennox in her room, a picture frame in her hands. Remember you and me at the Fall Out Boy concert? I just found this old picture. Oh, you mean the one that was hanging very obviously in the hallway outside the door? Mel asked, crossing her arms. Not obviously. Affectionately, Lennox replied, attempting a smile. That was some night, huh? Fallout Boy. Woohoo. Where are we going with this? Mel asked, cutting to the chase. I was just remembering the good times, you know? Lennox said innocently. When we shared, told each other things, important things, that happened. Today. Oh, come on, Mel scoffed. You didn't think I got suspended with something you might share? Okay, I will share this. Miss Lent is a fascist. Why couldn't you have called her that? Mel sighed. Instead of, well, I never got in trouble at my old school. That's because your parents bought the indoor pool, Lennox countered. It didn't even have a spa. Like, what's up with that? Whatever. Mel rubbed her temples, feeling a headache coming on. Look, Miss Lent is expecting an apology. You and I have an appointment down in her office at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Great. You let me know how that goes, Lennox replied casually, turning back to her phone. Lennox, until you talk to her, you can't go back to school. Oh, well, guess I'm not going back to school, Lennox said with a shrug. Of course you are. This is your education. Nothing is more important. The doorbell rang, startling them both. Oh, that's my date, Mel said, quickly adjusting her hair. Oh, I have more to say. You just stay right there. Stay. Mel rushed downstairs, only to find Joe standing in the doorway, looking sheepish. Oh, gross. I was expecting my date. I'll be quick, Joe said, shifting his weight. I was a jackass down at City Hall. I never should have crashed your meeting asking where your brother-in-law was. That was wrong. And I just wanted to come here and say that I'm sorry. Mel's annoyance softened slightly. Bolivia. Louis is in Bolivia, isn't he? She yelled suddenly, making Joe flinch. You just flinched. I flinched because you shouted Bolivia, Joe defended himself. Okay, people in Bolivia flinched. Look, I don't know where the hell he is. Now get lost and leave me alone. Just then, Griffin, her date, arrived, looking handsome and carrying a bouquet of flowers. Hi, Griffin, Mel greeted him, trying to sound cheerful. Hey, don't you look nice and smell handsome? Who's this guy? Griffin asked, gesturing to Joe. Oh, no guy, Mel said quickly. I'm a look, Griffin, I know you've waited a long time for this date, and so have I. Look, great. Look, I have a niece in crisis, and I really want to go on this date, but, I have to spend some time with her, and I so want to be spending time with you, but, man, you smell great. Griffin, looking disappointed but understanding, offered the flowers. Look, I'm really excited to buy this date. I just can't go on it. So let me do this. There. That should hold you for a few weeks, maybe more. We just don't know. Wow, that's a whole bucket of gravy, Joe muttered as Griffin left. The next morning, the household was in its usual state of organized chaos. Hi, Rhonda. I know I'm late. Mel rushed in, grabbing a slice of toast. Really? That late? Rhonda replied. Yes, I filled out the paperwork for the nanny agency. It's right here. No kidding. I'm late. You should have said that before. Oh, dear God. Relax, Joe said, walking in with a steaming mug of coffee. It's a happy visit today. May I? He held out the mug, but Mel shook her head. No. So I found the city budget online last night, and I went through it. Here's a thought. The cash in the general fund that's just sitting there? Hire me and I'll double your rate of return. That way, you'll have enough money for smaller class sizes and extra garbage pickups. And pie for everyone. Mel looked at him, surprised. That sounds like a great plan, and I'd sign up immediately if you weren't a complete lunatic. Joseph Longo is not a lunatic, Joe stated firmly. Joe Longo? You're Joe Longo, Mel asked, realization dawning. You ran Lewis's commodities division. You made him millions. Legitimate millions, yeah, Joe confirmed. Your bastard brother-in-law pissed away. Sorry. Happy visit. Mel quickly apologized. Yeah, you went all Bolivia there for a minute, Joe noted. Yeah, so what do you think? Maybe you could get me a job downtown? There's a hiring freeze, Mel explained. I'm really sorry you lost your job. Yeah, that's old news, Joe sighed. Yesterday, I lost my condo. Yeah, well, I really need to, and now they're about to repossess my car. Oh. But here is the morning's big headline. The adorable Mrs. Longo has decamped to her mother's house. Oh God, I'm really gonna miss that car, Mel murmured sympathetically. How can I put this nicely? I've got my own problems, Joe said, his frustration evident. So you're not gonna help me? Do you live in my district? Mel asked. Now that I'm living in my car, yeah, Joe shot back. Look, I've got meetings, a trash revolt, a kid on the brink, and I'm in desperate need of professional help. Mel listed her grievances. For the household. Not me. You're not gonna find anybody this way. This salary sucks. It's living. It includes meals, which she'll be cooking because otherwise people will starve. She? It has to be a woman? Joe asked, raising an eyebrow. Only, vagina Americans need apply? Mel ignored the comment. Personal question, did your hair get sick of you and leave? This is a choice. All right. Look. We both know that's a lowball offer, all right? So, come on. What's your top number there? That is my top number, Mel said firmly. All right, you gotta deal with it, Joe negotiated. I can't start till Monday. Who offered you a job? Mel asked, perplexed. All right, I can start today, Joe quickly amended. I'm just gonna have to, move a few things around. Mostly my car. Tuesday's street cleaning. Isn't it? Mel stared at him. You do know we're talking about a nanny here, right? There are children involved. You ever work with kids? Are you kidding? Joe said, leaning in. Right out of college. I ran a youth center downtown. I was in charge of 50 teenagers. Cooked them meals. Helped them with their homework. I was Charles Friggin in charge. Mel studied him for a moment. Yeah, you're perfect. There's just one little detail. I don't really like you. You know about school bus? Not running today. Jackson Street block because some kind of garbage protest. Ryder announced, walking into the kitchen. Crap. Mel muttered, grabbing her keys. Oh, I mean, golly, tough break. Okay, I'll take you. I'll just miss my meeting. I mean, it's not like we need the police department. No. You'll make your meeting. I'll take him. Joe interjected smoothly. Hey, hi, I'm Joe, he said to Ryder. See that Porsche out there? Yeah, it's mine. For 10 more days. Sweet. I don't know if that's your... Oh, screw it. Buckle up. As they left, Mel turned to Rhonda. Isn't that the cute yelling guy from yesterday? Yeah, he's a homeless commodities trader. He's taking care of the kids, Mel said, shaking her head. How high do I sound right now? Bottom line, she sounds great. The perfect nanny. You were right. I can't do this alone. What? Commodities trader? No, he's just temporary. And he's not cute. No, he's not. He has no hair. Okay. Before we pull the nanny trigger, when do I interview this lady? Mel asked, picking up her phone. Hello. Hold on a sec. Hey, let me ask you something. When's the last time anybody did any laundry in this household? You people live like pigs. These are my delicates. How did you get my delicates? Mel demanded, realizing what was happening. Were you in my room? Yeah. Pull the trigger, Joe replied casually over the phone. Hey Joe, you were right. I should have that sandwich now, Mel said, a small smile creeping onto her face. Later that afternoon, Mel found Ryder sitting at the kitchen table. intensely focused on a piece of paper. "Hey, Mel. All right, get back up there," Joe called out. "What is he doing home in the middle of the day?" Mel asked, concerned. "His history paper," Joe replied simply. "What? All right, pack the veins back in your forehead," Mel said, impressed. "I took the kid to school, right?" Joe explained. "And he tells me he doesn't have his history paper, so we drive back here to get it. And then he tells me he didn't exactly write it. And I said, well, you better exactly write it because it's due today. So he's up there writing it now. And he doesn't come out until it's done." "Huh? Now that's nannying," Mel acknowledged. "You brought him home? You don't bring a kid home who hasn't done his work. You leave him at school to get yelled at, which is what he's got coming. What kind of rules are those?" "The rules that everybody knows," Joe replied, unfazed. "I'm somebody. I never heard of them," Mel argued. "Lennox, you ready? It's time to go." Silence answered her. "She's not here. Where is she? You were supposed to watch her," Mel accused Joe. "You never said that," Joe defended himself. "Because it's obvious. The girl got suspended. She's gone. She's ditched the meeting." "You know what? You're right. I just said you were right. That was a compliment," Joe pointed out. Mel sighed, her shoulders slumping. "Okay, she has like 3 places she usually goes after school. I'll start there." "You want me to help you?" Joe offered. "Yes, please do," Mel said, grateful for the support. Joe found Lennox sitting alone in a park, staring blankly ahead. "Nothing. I can work with this kid." "Wow. Is this where you come for your adolescent brooding? You come up here to turn me in?" Lennox asked defensively. "It's not really my style," Joe replied, sitting down next to her. "What is your style?" Lennox challenged. "Outlaw, cast out by the power brokers, forced to live a life in the city. Oh, kind of like Batman if he'd been demoted to a nanny," Joe quipped. "Nice," Lennox admitted, a small smile breaking through. Aren't you supposed to be at a meeting at your principal's office right now?" Joe asked. "Why should I?" Lennox shot back angrily. "Crap goes on there all the time. Ms. Lent fires the music teacher, completely gets rid of the band, and everybody's afraid to talk about it. I'm tired of life being unfair. How about for once it just be fair? I'd be upset too, if my mom and dad bailed on me." "You're talking about Ms. Lent. You say so," Joe reasoned calmly. "You don't know anything about me." "You're right, I don't. But what I really don't know about you is why you're taking this all out on your aunt. Because she's the only person who hasn't bailed on you. Look, I know she can get a little skitsy at times. All times. But since we're talking about fair, do you really think it's fair that she has to go down to your school all alone and eat your big bowl of stink for something that she didn't do?" "Big bowl of stink? What is that?" Lennox asked, genuinely confused. "You'll know when you've eaten one," Joe replied cryptically. Back at the school, Mel was sitting across from Ms. Lent, looking flustered. "Any sign of our Lennox?" "Oh, Ms. Lent, look, I know what Lennox did was bad. Okay, really, really bad. But if any kid has the right to be upset about what life's handed her. Look, I'm not trying to excuse Lennox, I'm just saying, if I was Lennox, I probably would have done worse by now. In fact, I did. This is pointless without Lennox. Why don't we just reschedule?" Ms. Lent suggested. "You think you can manage to find her by, say, tomorrow afternoon?" Mel asked hopefully. "Oh, tomorrow's city council sessions all day. But we take lunch 12 to 1. I don't know when you break," Mel continued, trying to be accommodating. "Ms. Burke, parenting doesn't fit into nice little schedule boxes," Ms. Lent lectured gently. "You know, it might be helpful to look not just at what Lennox is doing, but at the job you're doing. She's doing okay." Just then, Lennox walked into the office, looking contrite. "Hey, I'm sorry I'm late, and I'm sorry about the other day with the poem. And I'm sorry about the stuff that I said. I was mad. And apparently not really at you. But there's no need to blame my aunt. She's been getting enough of that for me. You know, at least she's trying. Mel stared at her niece, speechless. Okay, whatever. Let's just get to the stink-eating part, Lennox said, turning back to the principal. The what-eating part? Ms. Lent asked, bewildered. Later, at home, Joe was showing Ryder some basketball moves. All right, let's see what you got. Here's a thought. My hip young brother man. Try loosening up your knees a little bit. You're welcome. Mel watched them from the doorway, a mixture of amusement and gratitude on her face. I heard about all the crap you've been going through, she said softly to Joe. You know, with your wife going broke, losing your car, your condo. I mean, how can you even walk? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to. No, it's all right, Joe replied, stopping the ball. I'm aware that my life is an abyss of inky black despair. Thanks for the pep talk. Hey, could you show me how to do that? Only if you taped it. I have no idea, Joe joked. Oh, I'm sorry. Mel quickly apologized. Your aunt. I meant your aunt. Hey, Mel said, turning to Lennox, who had just walked in. So I ate my whole big bowl of stink. I even went back for seconds. Ugh, I'm gonna go brush my teeth now, Lennox said, making a face. Hands. It was you, Mel accused Joe as soon as Lennox was gone. You talked her into going down there. How did you talk her into going down there? People like me, Joe stated simply. No, really. I paid her $50, Joe admitted. A bribe? That's terrible, Mel gasped. Not only is that wrong, that's horrible parenting. Well, I'm not a parent and neither are you, Joe pointed out. Can I have $50? Mel asked, half joking. No. Then relax, all right? Joe continued. I wrote Lennox a personal check. Boing, Mel said, mimicking a bouncing sound. Another very valuable life lesson. So is this how you ran your youth center right out of college? Mel asked skeptically. Oh, please, there was no youth center, Joe confessed. Can I speak to you in the other room? Mel asked, gesturing towards the kitchen. Nice knowing you, Joe muttered as he followed her. Oh, I'll be fine, Mel assured him. You lie, you bribe. Is there anything you won't do? Windows. Look, Burke, I'm just trying to help you out here, you know? Joe said earnestly. I mean, I may have played it fast and loose, but Lennox apologized to that lung woman, right? Yes, she did, Mel agreed. She also, as it happens, said a few nice things about me, in front of me. It's the first time since she's been here. Frankly, it took my breath away. Oh my God, you didn't pay her to do that, too, did you? Mel asked, suddenly suspicious. No, she gave me that one free of charge, Joe said, a hint of a smile returning. Although it may be my mere presence in this household that's sort of seamlessly pulling everything together. Oh my God, let's believe that, Mel said, rolling her eyes affectionately. Oh, I almost forgot. A Regency nanny's called. They said that Mrs. Dietrich is available and that she'll be here 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. You didn't think I could handle this, did you? Joe asked, feigning offense. To be honest, no, Mel admitted. Not until you, pulled all that confidence out of your ass. So, is this official now? Joe asked, his tone serious. Because, you know, if not, I can just, hop in my house and drive away. Yeah, let's give it a shot, Mel said, a genuine smile spreading across her face. How bad could you be? You'll find out, won't you? Joe replied, a glimmer of mischief in his eye. The next morning, Mel was recounting her evening to her mother over the phone. So, how'd your date go that lasted till 3 freaking a.m.? Leave me alone, Mom. It's not a school night, Mel laughed. And he was captain of the football team. God, wow. I just realized I've never actually had that conversation with my own mom. I'd come in at 3 a.m., and she'd send me back out for gin. She hung up the phone and turned to Joe, who was busy wiping down the counter. So, how'd the kids get to bed? Ryder knocked out about 11 and Lennox was, 1:30, Joe reported. 1:30, Mel exclaimed. All right, she just got in bed now when she heard the car pulling, but she's caught up on, bio and math, and the 5th season of Lost. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from outside, followed by shouting. Army Delivery Council. Babe, does it? What's that face? Did you forget something? Hey! Holy nuts, that guy's huge, Joe said, looking out the window. Mel, this guy. I'm not kidding. This guy's huge, Mel. Mel rushed over, peering out to see a massive delivery driver struggling with a large box. She turned back to Joe, a mixture of exasperation and affection in her eyes. It seemed her chaotic, unconventional family life was only just beginning, and she had a feeling Joe Longo was going to make it all the more interesting. The harsh fluorescent lights of the City Hall meeting room cast long, unflattering shadows over the small crowd gathered. Melissa Burke, city councilwoman, stood at the podium, her usually immaculate posture rigid. She adjusted her microphone, a gesture born more of nerves than necessity, and prepared herself for the onslaught. The air crackled with the kind of tension that only local politics could brew, a potent mix of civic duty and raw, unfiltered annoyance. Melissa and Joey is recorded in front of a live studio audience. Someone muttered from the front row, a sarcastic attempt to lighten the mood that fell completely flat. Melissa ignored it, fixing her gaze on a woman in the second row who looked ready to burst. Look at you, the woman sneered, crossing her arms over her chest. Public servant by day, hottie by night. Melissa managed a tight, polite smile. Well, I have to turn on the heat during the day, or nobody gets anything done. It was a rehearsed line, meant to project confidence, but it felt flimsy against the rising tide of frustration. She cleared her throat and pushed ahead with the agenda. Ooh, council stories up. From now on, we're capping elementary school class sizes at 22 students. The murmurs of approval she'd hoped for were instantly drowned out by a burly man standing near the back, his face flushed. This is garbage, he yelled, waving a crumpled piece of paper. Which is exactly what is piling up in front of my restaurant because you cut pickups to once a week. Melissa felt a familiar headache blooming behind her temples. Well, a reduction in trash service is what pays for the smaller class sizes, she explained, her voice remarkably steady despite the chaotic scene unfolding before her. She imagined herself as a lighthouse in a storm, repeating a mantra of calm. Crazy guys with trash bags coming at you, and you stay the mature, rational adult. Yes, I did. Her internal monologue was interrupted by another loud voice. Suck it, garbage guy. Melissa's eyes darted toward the source, widening in alarm. Oh, and then this dude, she muttered under her breath. A man had stepped into the center aisle, pointing aggressively at the restaurant owner. Hey, don't be that guy, he demanded, his voice ringing out clearly over the din. He was disheveled but possessed a strange, commanding energy. Don't be that guy that brings your garbage into a public arena and acts like a crazy person. Act like a gentleman. Thank you. The room fell into a stunned silence for a moment before the man turned his attention directly to the podium, his expression hardening. Now, where the hell's the money your brother-in-law stole from me? A collective gasp swept through the room. Melissa felt her stomach plummet. She gripped the edges of the podium until her knuckles turned white. What, my sister? Okay, but that's not me. She deflected quickly, though she knew the damage was done. The scandal involving her brother-in-law was the dark cloud that constantly threatened to overshadow her career. Desperate to regain control, she scanned the faces of her constituents. Let me ask the room. Does anybody here have a relative they're not exactly proud of? A few hands raised sheepishly, accompanied by hesitant nods. The tension in the room shifted slightly, the shared experience of familial disappointment offering a brief respite. It's not just me, Melissa continued, her voice gaining a touch of vulnerability. At least he was cute. A woman near the front scoffed quietly. Yeah, I don't see it. Later, in the relative quiet of the hallway outside the council chambers, Melissa leaned against the cool wall, exhaling a long breath. Her assistant, a young woman named Sarah with an infectious enthusiasm, offered a reassuring smile. You held your own up there, Sarah said, holding a clipboard like a shield. You remind me of your father, the esteemed senator. Melissa grimaced, sniffing her shoulder experimentally. Oh, my God. Did I smell like strippers? Sarah laughed, shaking her head. No, you smelled like authority. Melissa perked up, a smirk playing on her lips. Oh, well, that is my fragrance. She straightened her jacket, feeling a surge of returning confidence. Yeah, I have to say, in all humility, I was, yes, smoking. She held up a hand. Up high, down low. Okay. They shared a quick celebratory high five. Plus, Sarah added, flipping a page on her clipboard, your brother-in-law's various felonies totally shifted the focus of the meeting. I think you put the whole trash issue to bed. Before Melissa could revel in the minor victory, the reality of her newly acquired domestic life intruded. The sharp ring of her cell phone broke the momentary peace. It was Lennox, her teenage niece. Aunt Mel, why are angry white guys throwing trash at our front door? Lennox's voice was a mixture of annoyance and genuine confusion. Melissa pinched the bridge of her nose. There is a political debate in the community in which the majority feels as though. She trailed off as the absurdity of the situation hit her. This is getting heavy and really smelly. I'm just gonna leave this here for you, Aunt Mel, Lennox declared over the phone, the sound of a heavy plastic bag hitting the floor echoing through the speaker. There's like 10 more on the porch. When Melissa arrived home, the sight of the impromptu garbage barricade was precisely as Lennox had described. She navigated around the bags with practiced distaste and entered the house, immediately hit by the chaotic energy that had become the new normal since she took custody of Lennox and Ryder. Lennox was lounging on the sofa, scrolling through her phone with practiced indifference. Hey, Lennox, Melissa started, trying to inject some warmth into her voice. Did you see the, dresser I put in your room? Lennox barely glanced up. Yeah, it's really cute, but I'm okay. I've got suitcases. Melissa's heart sank slightly. She thinks living here is temporary? She thought, a pang of sadness mixing with her frustration. Well, she no longer tells me what she thinks. The transition hadn't been easy for any of them. Melissa recalled her own teenage years, a whirlwind of rebellion and questionable choices. I used to be, I'll sneak out of the house, Aunt Mel. Let's get matching tattoos, Aunt Mel. Now, because I said so, Aunt Mel. I do horrible things like put furniture in her room. Clearly, I'm a monster. She sighed, recognizing the futility of pushing the issue right now. Of course she's difficult, Melissa muttered to herself as she headed toward the kitchen. Don't you remember what you were like at 15? The honest answer was uncomfortable. Not very clearly. Did a lot of drinking then. She found Ryder, her nephew, in the living room, tossing a basketball against the wall with rhythmic, maddening thuds. I'm going out tonight, Melissa announced, trying to project authority. So Rhonda's staying with you guys if you need anything. Ryder caught the ball and gave her a skeptical look. Coach says you need a better jump shot. You got one of those? Melissa paused, momentarily thrown by the challenge. Yes, we Asian women are all about the hoops, she retorted, leaning into the absurdity. So if you've got any homework, do it. And beyond that, just, be good and don't. She hesitated, searching for the right words. Torch the place? Yes, Ryder replied, his expression utterly serious. Melissa knew the history. It was one little single alarm fire, she reminded herself. At his old house, the week his dad ran off. He was angry. He just stacked 20 of his dad's suits on the driveway, added some top-shelf cognac and lit them up. It was a dramatic, destructive display of pain that she was desperate to avoid repeating. In a way, she offered carefully, but we all need to let things out every now and then. No, we don't, Ryder countered, bouncing the ball once more. The urge to set things on fire we repress. Later that evening, Rhonda, a close friend and frequent lifeline, arrived to babysit. Melissa was in her bedroom, a hurricane of discarded clothing surrounding her as she prepared for a rare night out. Thanks for babysitting, Melissa called out from the closet. I haven't had a date since the kids moved in. It's been so long. I'm actually nervous. She emerged holding 2 outfits, analyzing them critically. All right, what do you think? These say smart, independent, bright political future. These say former bad girl. Rhonda pointed decisively. She's back. What, are you going hiking? That's yours. The ringing of the phone interrupted their fashion consultation. Melissa answered, expecting it to be her date confirming the time. Melbourne? Rhonda Chong? Yes, hello? It took her a second to register the voice. It was the principal of the kids' school. The color drained from Melissa's face as she listened. Channel school principal. She did what? Melissa's voice rose in pitch. What did she do? When? Where? Really? Today? She stared blankly at Rhonda, who was mouthing silent questions. Lennox did that, Melissa repeated, disbelief lacing her tone. Liz, I find that hard to believe. No, she didn't tell me. It's not at all typical. Of course I believe you. She paced the room, the anxiety radiating from her. I know when something's serious. It is really serious. I'm really sorry that this happened. She paused, listening to the principal's grim assessment. I'll talk to Mel, but I'm telling you, this couldn't have happened. She hung up the phone and slumped onto the edge of the bed, feeling utterly defeated. The situation was worse than she could have imagined. Guess what? Today at school, Lennox handed out flyers containing an original poem rhyming her principal's name in a creative way that didn't go over well with Ms. Lunt. Not to send up a flare, but there's a possibility Channel 5 has a story. Are you sure? She asked herself, rubbing her temples. Pretty sure. I was just on the air, live, denying it. The reality of her situation hit her with force. 2 months living with me and she gets suspended. Legal guardian of the year. Thank you. Rhonda, trying to be helpful, chimed in. I keep telling you, hire somebody, an organizer, professional. Those kids need structure and discipline and possibly electroshock therapy. And you, my dear, cannot do everything. Melissa's defensive instincts flared. Well, maybe not everything, but I can certainly do this. It's just a matter of going up there and setting that girl straight. She stood up, determination briefly masking her panic. Then, a thought struck her, a dark reminder of why she was in this situation in the first place. I haven't moved yet, have I? Why isn't my sister here to discipline her own daughter? She knew the answer, of course, but saying it aloud sometimes helped clarify the absurdity of it all. Because she's locked up in federal prison. She marched down the hall to Lennox's room, knocking firmly before entering. Lennox was sitting on her bed, a sullen expression etched on her face. Melissa decided to try a softer approach first. Remember you and me at the Fall Out Boy concert? I just found this old picture. Lennox barely glanced at the photo in Melissa's hand. Oh, you mean the one that was hanging very obviously in the hallway outside the door? Not obviously, Melissa corrected defensively. Affectionately. That was some night. Huh? Fall Out Boy. Woo-hoo. Lennox was unmoved. Where are we going with this? I was just remembering the good times, you know? Melissa said, her voice strained. When we shared, told each other things, important things, that happened. Today. Lennox scoffed. Oh, come on. You didn't think I got suspended with something you might share? Melissa crossed her arms. Okay, I will share this. Miss Lent is a fascist. The bluntness surprised Lennox, but she didn't yield. Why couldn't you have called her that, instead of, you know? Well, I never got in trouble at my old school, Lennox countered, deflecting the blame. That's because your parents bought the indoor pool, Melissa reminded her sharply. It didn't even have a spa. Like, what's up with that? Lennox rolled her eyes. Whatever. Look, Miss Lent is expecting an apology, Melissa said, her tone firm, trying to establish authority. You and I have an appointment down in her office at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Great. You let me know how that goes, Lennox replied dismissively. Melissa's patience, already thin, snapped. Lennox, until you talk to her, you can't go back to school. Oh, well, guess I'm not going back to school, Lennox declared, her defiance absolute. Of course you are, Melissa insisted. This is your education. Nothing is more important. The doorbell rang, a sharp interruption to their standoff. Melissa hesitated, torn between finishing the argument and answering the door. Oh, that's my date, she said, frustration evident in her voice. Oh, I have more to say. You just stay right there. Stay. She hurried to the front door, smoothing her hair and attempting to compose herself. She pulled the door open, a welcoming smile ready, but her expression faltered immediately. Oh, gross. I was expecting my date. It wasn't her date. It was the man from the town hall meeting, the one who had demanded to know where the stolen money was. He looked just as disheveled as before, but the aggressive energy was gone, replaced by a sheepish, almost apologetic demeanor. I'll be quick, he said, holding his hands up placatingly. I was a jackass down at City Hall. I never should have crashed your meeting asking where your brother-in-law was. That was wrong. And I just wanted to come here and say that I'm sorry. Melissa stared at him, taken aback by the sudden shift in his behavior. Before she could respond, he leaned in slightly. Bolivia. Louis is in Bolivia. Isn't he? He blurted out. Melissa jumped back, startled. You just flinched? The man accused, pointing a finger at her. I flinched because you shouted Bolivia. Melissa snapped back, her annoyance returning. Okay, people in Bolivia flinched. Look, I don't know where the hell he is. Now get lost and leave me alone. Just as she was about to slam the door, another man walked up the path. Griffin, her actual date. He looked impeccably dressed and smelled faintly of expensive cologne. Hi, Griffin, Melissa said, trying to recover her composure. Hey, don't you look nice and smell handsome? She gestured awkwardly toward the man from the meeting. Who's this guy? Oh, no guy. I'm A. She stammered, overwhelmed by the colliding situations. Look, Griffin, Melissa continued, her voice filled with regret. I know you've waited a long time for this date, and so have I. I mean, look. She gestured to herself, hoping her effort was at least somewhat apparent. Great, Griffin replied, a polite smile fixed on his face, though confusion flickered in his eyes. Look, I have a niece in crisis and I really want to go on this date, but, you know, I have to spend some time with her, and I so want to be spending time with you, but, man, you smell great. The words tumbled out in a rushed, frantic stream. She reached into her purse and pulled out a stack of bills. Look, I'm really excited to buy this date. I just can't go on it, so let me do this. There. She shoved the money toward him. That should hold you for a few weeks, maybe more. We just don't know. Griffin stared at the money, utterly bewildered. Wow, that's a whole bucket of gravy. Melissa closed the door, leaning against it with a heavy sigh. Her personal life was a disaster, her political life was a minefield, and her home life was a war zone. She walked back into the living room, where Rhonda was waiting. "Hi, Rhonda," Melissa said wearily. "I know I'm late." "Really? That late?" Rhonda asked, raising an eyebrow. "Yes, I filled out the paperwork for the nanny agency. It's right here." "No kidding," Melissa replied, barely registering the information. "I'm late." "You should have said that before," Rhonda chided gently. "Oh dear God, relax. It's a happy visit today." Melissa sat down heavily on the sofa. She needed help and she needed it now. The doorbell rang again. Melissa groaned, expecting another disaster. She dragged herself to the door and pulled it open. It was him again, the guy from the meeting. "May I?" he asked, not waiting for an answer as he stepped inside. "No," Melissa said weakly, but he was already in. "So I found the city budget online last night," he announced, pulling a crumpled piece of paper from his pocket. "And I went through it." Melissa stared at him, incredulous. "Here's a thought," he continued enthusiastically. "The cash in the general fund that's just sitting there? Hire me and I'll double your rate of return. That way, you'll have enough money for smaller class sizes and extra garbage pickups." He smiled brightly. "And pie for everyone." Melissa rubbed her eyes, feeling a headache returning. "That sounds like a great plan, and I'd sign up immediately if you weren't a complete lunatic." The man looked offended. "Joseph Longo is not a lunatic." The name clicked in Melissa's mind. "Joe Longo? You're Joe Longo? You ran Lewis's commodities division. You made him millions." "Legitimate millions. Yeah?" Joe corrected, a hint of bitterness in his voice. "Your bastard brother-in-law pissed away." Melissa winced. "Sorry. Happy visit." "Yeah, you went all Bolivia there for a minute," Joe noted dryly. Melissa sighed. "Yeah, so what do you think? Maybe you could get me a job downtown?" Joe shook his head. "There's a hiring freeze." Melissa looked at him, truly seeing him for the first time. The disheveled clothes, the desperate energy. It all made sense now. "I'm really sorry you lost your job." "Yeah, that's old news," Joe said, shrugging off the sympathy. "Yesterday, I lost my condo." "Yeah, well, I really need to." Melissa started to excuse herself, but Joe wasn't finished. "And now they're about to repossess my car," he added miserably. "Oh, but here is the morning's big headline. The adorable Mrs. Longo has decamped to her mother's house." He ran a hand over his face. "Oh God, I'm really gonna miss that car." Melissa felt a pang of genuine empathy, but she was overwhelmed by her own problems. "How can I put this nicely? I've got my own problems." "So you're not gonna help me?" Joe asked, his voice filled with desperation. "Do you live in my district?" "Now that I'm living in my car, yeah," he replied, a grim smile on his face. Melissa shook her head slowly. "Look, I've got meetings, a trash revolt, a kid on the brink, and I'm in desperate need of professional help. For the household, not me." Joe's eyes lit up. He saw an opportunity. "You're not gonna find anybody this way. This salary sucks." "It's living," Melissa retorted defensively. "It includes meals, which she'll be cooking because otherwise people will starve." Joe challenged. "It has to be a woman? Only, vagina Americans need apply." Melissa stared at him, appalled by his phrasing but too tired to argue. "Personal question, did your hair get sick of you and leave?" Joe scowled. "This is a choice." Melissa pinched the bridge of her nose. All right. Look. We both know that's a lowball offer. All right, so come on. What's your top number there?" Joe sensed victory. "That is my top number." "All right, you gotta deal with it. I can't start till Monday." "Who offered you a job?" Melissa asked, her voice sharp with disbelief. All right, I can start today, Joe conceded quickly, realizing he was overplaying his hand. I'm just gonna have to, move a few things around. Mostly my car. Tuesday's street cleaning, isn't it? Melissa took a deep breath, trying to process the absurdity of the situation. She was considering hiring a homeless, formerly wealthy commodities trader to watch her troubled niece and nephew. You do know we're talking about a nanny here, right? There are children involved. You ever work with kids? Melissa asked skeptically. Are you kidding? Joe lied flawlessly. Right out of college. I ran a youth center downtown. I was in charge of 50 teenagers. Cooked them meals. Helped them with their homework. I was Charles Friggin in charge. Melissa studied him for a moment. It was a terrible idea. It was possibly the worst idea she had ever entertained. But she was desperate. Yeah, you're perfect, she said finally, her voice laced with a mixture of resignation and lingering doubt. There's just one little detail. I don't really like you, she added bluntly. Before Joe could respond, Ryder ran into the room, looking frantic. You know about school bus? Not running today. Jackson Street block because some kind of garbage protest. Melissa swore under her breath. Crap, 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 crap. Oh, I mean golly, tough break. Okay, I'll take you. She looked at her watch, panic rising. I'll just miss my meeting. I mean, it's not like we need the police department. No, 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 Joe interjected quickly, eager to prove his usefulness. You'll make your meeting. I'll take him. He turned to Ryder, extending a hand. Hey, hi, I'm Joe. See that Porsche out there? He pointed out the window. Yeah, it's mine. For 10 more days. Sweet. I don't know if that's your... Oh, screw it. Buckle up. Ryder looked at Joe, then at Melissa, bewildered. Isn't that the cute yelling guy from yesterday? Yeah, Melissa confirmed weakly. He's a homeless commodities trader. He's taking care of the kids. How high do I sound right now? Rhonda, who had been watching the exchange with amusement, chimed in. Bottom line, she sounds great. The perfect nanny. You were right. I can't do this alone. What? Commodities trader? Melissa corrected hastily. No, he's just temporary. And he's not cute. No, he's not, Rhonda agreed dryly. He has no hair. Okay. Before we pull the nanny trigger, when do I interview this lady? Melissa asked, still clinging to the hope of finding a professional. Joe reappeared in the doorway, a basket of clothes in his arms. Hello. Hold on a sec. Hey, let me ask you something. When's the last time anybody did any laundry in this household? You people live like pigs. Melissa stared at the basket, recognizing the items. These are my delicates. How did you get my delicates? Were you in my room? Yeah, Joe replied nonchalantly. Melissa turned to Rhonda, defeated. Pull the trigger. She looked at Joe, realizing she was starving and stressed. Hey Joe, you were right. I should have that sandwich now. Later that afternoon, Melissa returned home from her meetings, exhausted but hopeful that things might be under control. She found Joe in the kitchen, casually eating an apple. Hey Mel, he greeted her. He turned and yelled toward the stairs. All right, get back up there. Melissa frowned. What is he doing home in the middle of the day? His history paper, Joe replied simply. What? All right, pack the veins back in your forehead, Joe said, raising a hand defensively. I took the kid to school, right? And he tells me he doesn't have his history paper. So we drive back here to get it, and then he tells me he didn't exactly write it. And I said, well, you better exactly write it because it's due today, Joe continued, his tone matter-of-fact. So he's up there writing it now, and he doesn't come out until it's done. Huh? Now that's nannying. Melissa was incredulous. You brought him home? You don't bring a kid home who hasn't done his work. You leave him at school to get yelled at, which is what he's got coming. What kind of rules are those? Joe asked, genuinely puzzled. The rules that everybody knows, Melissa insisted. I'm somebody. I never heard of them. She turned her attention to the other pressing matter. Lennox, you ready? It's time to go. Silence answered her. She's not here, Joe stated unhelpfully. Melissa spun around, glaring at him. Where is she? You were supposed to watch her. You never said that, Joe defended himself weakly. Because it's obvious, Melissa snapped. The girl got suspended. She's gone. She's ditched the meeting. She ran a hand through her hair, overwhelmed. You know what? You're right. I just said you were right. That was a compliment. She took a deep breath, trying to formulate a plan. Okay, she has like 3 places she usually goes after school. I'll start there. She looked at Joe, hope mingling with desperation. You want me to help you? Yes, please do, Melissa replied, her voice filled with relief. They searched the neighborhood, checking the local coffee shop, the park, and even the nearby mall. Nothing. Nothing, Melissa said, frustration creeping into her voice. I can work with this kid. Wow. Meanwhile, Joe had returned to the house to check on Ryder. He found him in the attic, staring moodily out the window. Is this where you come for your adolescent brooding? Joe asked, stepping into the dusty space. Ryder didn't look back. You come up here to turn me in? It's not really my style, Joe replied, leaning against a stack of boxes. What is your style? Ryder asked, finally turning to face him. Joe smirked. Outlaw, cast out by the power brokers, forced to live a life in the city. Oh, Ryder said, a hint of a smile appearing. Kind of like Batman if he'd been demoted to a nanny. Nice, Joe acknowledged. He changed the subject. Aren't you supposed to be at a meeting at your principal's office right now? Ryder shrugged defensively. Why should I? Crap goes on there all the time. Ms. Lent fires the music teacher, completely gets rid of the band, and everybody's afraid to talk about it. I'm tired of life being unfair. He looked at Joe, his expression hardening. How about for once it just be fair? I'd be upset too, if my mom and dad bailed on me. Joe's demeanor shifted, becoming serious. You're talking about Ms. Lent. You say so. You don't know anything about me. You're right, I don't, Joe admitted. But what I really don't know about you is why you're taking this all out on your aunt. Because she's the only person who hasn't bailed on you. He paused, letting the words sink in. Look, I know she can get a little skitsy at times, all times, but since we're talking about fair, do you really think it's fair that she has to go down to your school all alone and eat your big bowl of stink for something that she didn't do? Ryder looked confused. Big bowl of stink? What is that? You'll know when you've eaten one, Joe replied cryptically. Back at the school, Melissa was facing the music alone. The principal's office felt small and intimidating, the air heavy with unspoken judgments. Any sign of our Lennox? Ms. Lent asked, her tone crisp and professional, but laced with clear disapproval. Melissa cleared her throat, trying to muster her political poise. Oh, Ms. Lent, look, I know what Lennox did was bad. Okay, really, really bad. But if any kid has the right to be upset about what life's handed her. She stumbled over her words, acutely aware of how weak her defense sounded. Look, I'm not trying to excuse Lennox. I'm just saying if I was Lennox, I probably would have done worse by now. In fact, I did. Ms. Lent sighed, adjusting her glasses. This is pointless without Lennox. Why don't we just reschedule? You think you can manage to find her by, say, tomorrow afternoon? Oh, tomorrow's city council sessions all day, Melissa replied apologetically. But we take lunch 12 to 1. I don't know when you break. Ms. Lent leaned forward, her expression severe. Ms. Burke, parenting doesn't fit into nice little schedule boxes. You know, it might be helpful to look not just at what Lennox is doing, but at the job you're doing. The words stung, hitting Melissa right in her deepest insecurities. She opened her mouth to defend herself, but before she could speak, the office door opened. "She's doing okay," a voice announced. It was Lennox. She walked in, looking surprisingly contrite. "Hey," she said softly. "I'm sorry I'm late, and I'm sorry about the other day with the poem, and I'm sorry about the stuff that I said. I was mad, and apparently not really at you." She glanced at Melissa, her expression softening. "But there's no need to blame my aunt. She's been getting enough of that for me. You know, at least she's trying." Melissa stared at her niece, stunned by the sudden show of maturity and support. "Okay, whatever," Lennox mumbled, clearly uncomfortable with the emotional display. "Let's just get to the stink-eating part." Ms. Lent looked confused. "The what-eating part?" Later, back at the house, the atmosphere was lighter than it had been in weeks. Joe was in the kitchen, attempting to chop vegetables with agonizing slowness. Lennox walked in, watching him with amusement. "All right, let's see what you got," she said, leaning against the counter. "Here's a thought, my hip young brother man. Try loosening up your knees a little bit." Joe paused, taking her advice. He adjusted his stance, and the chopping became noticeably smoother. "You're welcome." Lennox watched him for a moment, her expression thoughtful. "I heard about all the crap you've been going through. You know, with your wife going broke, losing your car, your condo. I mean, how can you even walk?" She realized how insensitive she sounded and quickly backpedaled. "Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to." No, it's all right," Joe assured her, a cynical smile playing on his lips. "I'm aware that my life is an abyss of inky black despair. Thanks for the pep talk." "Hey," Lennox said, stepping closer. "Could you show me how to do that?" Joe looked at her suspiciously. "Only if you taped it." Lennox laughed. "I have no idea. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Your aunt. I meant your aunt." Melissa walked into the kitchen, a triumphant grin on her face. "Hey, so I ate my whole big bowl of stink. I even went back for seconds." She shivered playfully. "Ugh. I'm gonna go brush my teeth now." She pointed a finger at Joe as she walked past. "Hands." Joe turned around, leaning against the counter. Melissa walked back in, her triumphant expression replaced by suspicion. "It was you," she said, narrowing her eyes. "You talked her into going down there." "How did you talk her into going down there?" "People like me," Joe replied smoothly. "No, really," Melissa insisted. Joe sighed, abandoning the charade. "I paid her $50. Melissa's jaw dropped. "A bribe? That's terrible. Not only is that wrong, that's horrible parenting." "Well, I'm not a parent and neither are you," Joe pointed out rationally. "Can I have $50? Melissa asked, only half joking. "No," Joe replied firmly. "Then relax, all right?" Joe continued, defending his unorthodox methods. "I wrote Lennox a personal check. Boing. Another very valuable life lesson." Melissa stared at him, torn between horror and begrudging admiration. "So is this how you ran your youth center right out of college?" "Oh, please," Joe scoffed, dropping the pretense entirely. "There was no youth center." "Can I speak to you in the other room?" Melissa requested, her voice dangerously calm. "Nice knowing you," Joe muttered to Lennox as he followed Melissa into the living room. "Oh, I'll be fine," Melissa replied icily. She turned to face him, crossing her arms. "You lie, you bribe. Is there anything you won't do?" "Windows," Joe deadpanned. "Look, Burke," he continued, his tone softening slightly. "I'm just trying to help you out here, you know? I mean, I may have played it fast and loose, but Lennox apologized to that lung woman, right?" "Yes," Melissa admitted reluctantly. Yes, she did. She also, as it happens, said a few nice things about me. In front of me. It's the first time since she's been here. Frankly, it took my breath away. She looked at him suspiciously. Oh my God. You didn't pay her to do that, too, did you? No. She gave me that one free of charge, Joe replied with a small smile. Although it may be my mere presence in this household that's sort of seamlessly pulling everything together. Oh my God. Let's believe that, Melissa scoffed, rolling her eyes. Oh, I almost forgot, Joe added, turning to head back to the kitchen. A Regency nanny's called. They said that Mrs. I have no idea. Oh, I am sorry. I am sorry. I am sorry. Your aunt. I meant your aunt. Hey, so I ate my whole big bowl of stink. I even went back for seconds. Ugh. I am gonna go brush my teeth now. Hands. It was you. You talked her into going down there. How did you talk her into going down there? People like me. No, really. I paid her $50. A bribe? That is terrible. Not only is that wrong, that is horrible parenting. Well, I am not a parent, and neither are you. Can I have $50? No. Then relax, all right? I wrote Lennox a personal check. Boing. Another very valuable life lesson. So is this how you ran your youth center right out of college? Oh please, there was no youth center. Can I speak to you in the other room? Nice knowing you. Oh, I will be fine. You lie, you bribe. Is there anything you will not do? Windows. Look, Burke, I am just trying to help you out here. You know? I mean, I may have played it fast and loose, but Lennox apologized to that lung woman, right? Yes. Yes, she did. She also, as it happens, said a few nice things about me. In front of me. It is the first time since she has been here. Frankly, it took my breath away. Oh my God, you did not pay her to do that, too, did you? No, she gave me that one free of charge. Although it may be my mere presence in this household that is sort of seamlessly pulling everything together. Oh my God. Let us believe that. Oh, I almost forgot. A Regency nanny is called. They said that Mrs. Dietrich is available and that she will be here 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. You did not think I could handle this, did you? To be honest, no. Not until you, pulled all that confidence out of your ass. So, is this official now? Because, if not, I can just, hop in my house and drive away. Yeah. Let us give it a shot. How bad could you be? You will find out, will not you? So, how did your date go that lasted till 3 freaking a.m.? Leave me alone, Mom. It is not a school night. And he was captain of the football team. God. Wow, I just realized I have never actually had that conversation with my own mom. I would come in at 3 a.m., and she would send me back out for gin. So, how did the kids get to bed? Ryder knocked out about 11, and Lennox was, 1:30. 1:30. All right. She just got in bed now when she heard the car pulling. But she is caught up on, bio and math, and the 5th season of Lost. Army Delivery Council. Babe, does it? What is that face? Did you forget something? Hey. Holy nuts, that guy is huge. Mel, this guy. I am not kidding. This guy is huge, Mel. The fluorescent lights of the city council chambers buzzed with a low, insistent hum, casting a sterile glow over the restless crowd. Melissa Burke, known to her friends, family, and voting constituents simply as Mel, sat at the elevated wooden dais. She adjusted the microphone in front of her, projecting an aura of calm authority that completely masked the slight exhaustion tugging at the corners of her bright eyes. To the public, she was a dedicated servant of the city by day and an elegant, vibrant woman by night. Well, Mel said, a charming, disarming smile playing on her lips as she addressed a colleague's teasing remark about her turning on the heat in the room. I have to turn on the heat during the day, or nobody gets anything done. A polite ripple of laughter moved through the room, but the agenda quickly pushed them forward. The next topic was the council's new educational initiative. Mel leaned forward, her voice ringing with genuine pride. The council story is up. From now on, we are capping elementary school class sizes at 22 students. She expected a smattering of applause, a nod of approval for a policy designed to help the city's youth. Instead, a voice boomed from the back of the room, cutting through the civil atmosphere like a rusty blade. This is garbage. Mel blinked, her smile faltering for a fraction of a second before her political training kicked back in. A man was marching down the center aisle. He was tall, with dark, intense eyes and an expression of utter exasperation. He was handsome in a rugged, intensely stressed sort of way, but right now he was a force of pure indignation. "Which is piling up in front of my restaurant," the man continued, his voice echoing off the paneled walls. "Because you cut pickups to once a week." Mel took a steadying breath, clasping her hands neatly on the desk. She kept her tone perfectly level, the picture of the mature, rational adult in the room. "Well, a reduction in trash service is exactly what pays for the smaller class sizes." It was a sound, logical explanation. Crazy guys with metaphorical trash bags could come running at you in local politics, but you simply had to maintain your composure. She felt she was handling it beautifully. The man, however, was not appeased. "Suck it, garbage guy," he muttered to someone in the front row before turning his full, blazing attention back to Mel. Another citizen tried to intervene, telling him not to be that guy who brings garbage into a public arena and acts like a crazy person, urging him to act like a gentleman. The man offered a sharp, sarcastic thanks before leveling a finger at Mel. "Now," he demanded, his voice dropping to a dangerous, emotional register. "Where in the world is the money your brother-in-law stole from me?" The room went dead silent. The political debate had vanished, replaced by the scandal that had been haunting Mel's family for months. Her brother-in-law, a man who had vanished leaving a trail of financial devastation and 2 bewildered children behind, was the elephant in every room she entered. Mel felt a flush of defensive heat rise in her cheeks, but she held her ground. "What, my sister? Okay, but that is not me." She looked out at the sea of faces, turning the moment from an attack into a shared human experience. "Let me ask the room, does anybody here have a relative they are not exactly proud of?" Slowly, tentatively, hands began to rise across the chamber. A collective murmur of agreement rippled through the crowd. Mel offered the angry man a small, victorious smirk. It was not just her. Families were complicated. And she had to admit to herself as she looked at the frustrated man standing in the aisle, at least he was rather cute. Later that evening, the heavy oak door of Mel's suburban home clicked shut behind her. The transition from esteemed city councilwoman to overwhelmed legal guardian was instantaneous. She dropped her briefcase by the stairs, sighing as she recalled the praise her assistant had offered after the meeting. She had held her own. She had reminded them of her father, the esteemed senator. She had handled the felonies of her brother-in-law with grace, completely shifting the focus of the meeting and putting the trash issue to bed. "Aunt Mel." Mel looked up. Lennox, her 15-year-old niece, was standing at the top of the stairs. Lennox possessed a fierce intelligence and a heart that was currently heavily armored against the world. "Why are angry white guys throwing trash at our front door?" Lennox asked, her tone dripping with teenage skepticism. Mel sighed, climbing the stairs. "There is a political debate in the community in which the majority feels as though." She stopped, catching a whiff of something foul. "This is getting heavy, and really smelly." Lennox pointed a manicured finger toward the foyer. "I am just going to leave this here for you, Aunt Mel. There are like 10 more on the porch." Mel rubbed her temples. The transition to guardian was not going smoothly. She followed Lennox down the hallway, trying to shift to more domestic matters. "Hey, Lennox, did you see the dresser I put in your room? It is really cute." Lennox did not even turn around. Yeah, it is really cute, but I am okay. I have got suitcases." Mel stopped in the doorway of Lennox's room, her heart sinking. suitcases. After 2 months, the girl still thought living here was temporary. Lennox no longer shared her thoughts. The sweet child who used to affectionately say she would sneak out of the house, or suggest they get matching tattoos, was gone. Now everything was a battle. Mel felt like a monster for simply wanting her niece to unpack. Of course, the girl was difficult. She tried to remember what she had been like at 15, but the memories were hazy, clouded by her own rebellious phase. Downstairs in the kitchen, Ryder, Mel's nephew, was bouncing a basketball. He was younger than Lennox, quieter, internalizing his pain in ways that worried Mel just as much. "I am going out tonight," Mel announced, trying to inject some cheerful normalcy into the house. "So Rhonda is staying with you guys if you need anything." She looked at Ryder's form. "Coach says you need a better jump shot. You got one of those?" Rhonda, Mel's fiercely loyal assistant and occasional babysitter, walked in, waving a hand. "Yes, we are all about the hoops, so if you have got any homework, do it. And beyond that, just be good and do not torch the place," Mel supplied helpfully. Ryder looked down. It had been one little single alarm fire at his old house, the week his dad had run off. He had been angry, so he had simply stacked 20 of his father's expensive suits on the driveway, added some top-shelf cognac, and lit them up. Mel understood the urge. In a way, everyone needed to let things out every now and then. But the urge to set things on fire had to be repressed. Mel thanked Rhonda sincerely. "I have not had a date since the kids moved in. It has been so long. I am actually nervous." She held up 2 dresses against her frame, seeking an opinion. "All right, what do you think? These say smart, independent, bright political future. These say former bad girl." Rhonda pointed without hesitation. "She is back." "What, are you going hiking?" Mel teased, tossing the rejected dress aside. That is yours." The ringing of the telephone shattered the domestic quiet. Mel picked it up, expecting it to be Griffin, her date for the evening. Instead, the voice on the other end made her stomach drop. "Channel school principal," the voice announced. Mel's grip on the receiver tightened. "She did what? What did she do? When? Where? Really? Today?" She listened, her eyes widening in disbelief. "Lennox did that. Miss Lent, I find that hard to believe. No. She did not tell me. It is not at all typical. Of course I believe you. I know when something is serious. It is really serious. I am really sorry that this happened." Mel hung up the phone, the excitement of the impending date completely evaporating. Rhonda looked at her with wide eyes. "I will talk to Mel," Rhonda said, referencing Mel's inner self. "But I am telling you, this could not have happened." Mel turned to her, her voice flat. "Guess what? Today at school." Lennox handed out flyers containing an original poem, rhyming her principal's name in a creative way that did not go over well with Miss Lent. Rhonda winced. Not to send up a flare, but there is a possibility Channel 5 has a story. "Are you sure?" Mel asked, groaning. "Pretty sure. I was just on the air, live, denying it." Mel sank into a kitchen chair. 2 months living with me and she gets suspended. Legal guardian of the year. Thank you. Rhonda moved to comfort her. "I keep telling you, hire somebody. An organizer. Professional. Those kids need structure and discipline and possibly a miracle. And you, my dear, cannot do everything." Mel sat up straighter, gathering her resolve. "Well, maybe not everything, but I can certainly do this. It is just a matter of going up there and setting that girl straight. I have not moved yet, have I?" A wave of sorrow and frustration washed over her. "Why is not my sister here to discipline her own daughter?" "Because she is locked up in federal prison," Rhonda reminded her gently. Mel marched up the stairs, her heels clicking purposefully on the hardwood floors. She found Lennox in her room, lying on her bed and staring at the ceiling. "Remember you and me at the concert?" Mel asked softly, trying a gentle approach. I just found this old picture. She pointed toward the hallway. Oh, you mean the one that was hanging very obviously in the hallway outside the door? Not obviously, Mel corrected, sitting on the edge of the bed. Affectionately. That was some night, huh? Lennox barely shifted. Where are we going with this? I was just remembering the good times, you know? Mel pleaded quietly. When we shared, told each other things, important things, that happened. Today. Lennox rolled her eyes. Oh, come on. You did not think I got suspended with something you might share. Okay, I will share this, Lennox finally snapped, sitting up. Miss Lent is a fascist. Mel recoiled slightly. Why could you not have called her that, instead of, you know? Well, I never got in trouble at my old school. That is because your parents bought the indoor pool, Mel pointed out, trying to inject some perspective. Lennox crossed her arms defensively. It did not even have a spa. Like, what is up with that? Whatever. Mel stood up, realizing the gentle approach was failing. She needed to lay down the law. Look, Miss Lent is expecting an apology. You and I have an appointment down in her office at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Great, Lennox retorted sarcastically. You let me know how that goes. Lennox, until you talk to her, you cannot go back to school. Oh, well, guess I am not going back to school. Mel felt a surge of panic but kept her voice firm. Of course you are. This is your education. Nothing is more important. The doorbell rang downstairs. Mel gasped, her hands flying to her hair. Oh, that is my date. Oh, I have more to say. You just stay right there. I will. Stay. Mel hurried downstairs, her heart fluttering. She opened the front door, a dazzling smile on her face, expecting to see Griffin standing there with a bouquet of flowers. Oh, gross. I was expecting my date. It was the angry man from the council meeting. He looked slightly less furious now, standing on her porch with his hands shoved deep into the pockets of his jacket. I will be quick, the man said, his voice surprisingly gentle. I was a jackass down at City Hall. I never should have crashed your meeting asking where your brother-in-law was. That was wrong. And I just wanted to come here and say that I am sorry. Mel stared at him, taken aback by the sincere apology. Bolivia, she blurted out suddenly. Louis is in Bolivia, is he not? The man flinched violently, taking a step back. You just flinched? Mel noted, narrowing her eyes. I flinched because you shouted Bolivia, he countered defensively. Okay. People in Bolivia flinched. He ran a hand over his face. Look, I do not know where he is. Now get lost and leave me alone. Before Mel could respond, another man walked up the driveway. It was Griffin. He was impeccably dressed, carrying a single perfect red rose. Hi, Griffin, Mel breathed, a genuine smile replacing her confusion. Hey, do you not look nice and smell handsome? Griffin looked at the other man. Who is this guy? Oh, no guy. I am A. The angry man trailed off, stepping aside. Mel looked from Griffin to the man, then up the stairs where her troubled niece was hiding. A painful realization settled over her. She could not go out tonight. She could not pretend everything was fine while Lennox was spiraling. Look, Griffin, Mel began, her voice thick with regret. I know you have waited a long time for this date, and so have I. I mean, look, great, look. I have a niece in crisis and I really want to go on this date, but, you know, I have to spend some time with her, and I so want to be spending time with you, but, man, you smell great. Griffin looked disappointed but understanding. Mel stepped forward, grabbed him by the lapels of his jacket, and planted a kiss on his lips that contained all the passion and frustration of the past 2 months. It was a kiss that promised future possibilities and immediate apologies. When she finally pulled away, she patted his chest. There, that should hold you for a few weeks, maybe more. We just do not know. Griffin stood dazed for a moment before nodding slowly. Wow, That is a whole bucket of gravy. He turned and walked away, leaving Mel alone on the porch with the strange man. The next morning, the bright sunshine did little to dispel the gloom hanging over the house. Mel sat at the kitchen table, staring blankly at a stack of paperwork. Rhonda hurried in, looking apologetic. "Hi, Rhonda," Mel said tiredly. "I know I am late." "Really? That late?" Rhonda asked, dropping her bags. "Yes, I filled out the paperwork for the nanny agency. It is right here." "No kidding. I am late. You should have said that before." A sharp knock at the back door made them both jump. It opened, and the man from the previous night walked in as if he owned the place. He was holding a thick stack of printed papers. "Oh, dear God," Mel groaned, resting her forehead in her hands. "Relax," the man said cheerfully, pulling out a chair and sitting down. "It is a happy visit today. May I?" He did not wait for an answer. "So I found the city budget online last night, and I went through it. Here is a thought. The cash in the general fund that is just sitting there? Hire me and I will double your rate of return. That way, you will have enough money for smaller class sizes and extra garbage pickups." He smiled widely. "And pie for everyone." Mel stared at him, utterly bewildered. "That sounds like a great plan, and I would sign up immediately if you were not a complete lunatic." The man looked offended. "Joseph Longo is not a lunatic." Mel's eyes widened in recognition. "Joe Longo? You are Joe Longo? You ran the commodities division. You made him millions. Legitimate millions, yeah." "Your brother-in-law completely threw it away," Joe said bitterly. Mel winced. "Sorry. Happy visit." "Yeah, you went all Bolivia there for a minute," Joe noted. "Yeah, so what do you think? Maybe you could get me a job downtown?" Mel shook her head sadly. "There is a hiring freeze. I am really sorry you lost your job." "Yeah, that is old news," Joe said, leaning back in his chair. "Yesterday, I lost my condo." "Yeah, well, I really need to. And now they are about to repossess my car," Joe continued, his voice perfectly casual despite the string of disasters he was listing. "Oh, but here is the morning's big headline. The adorable Mrs. Longo has decamped to her mother's house." Mel felt a twinge of genuine sympathy beneath her own mountain of stress. "Oh, goodness. I am really going to miss that car." She paused, searching for the right words. "How can I put this nicely? I have got my own problems." "So you are not going to help me?" Joe asked, sounding almost betrayed. "Do you live in my district? Now that I am living in my car, yeah." Mel stood up, pacing the kitchen floor. "Look, I have got meetings, a trash revolt, a kid on the brink, and I am in desperate need of professional help. For the household, not me." She gestured toward the nanny agency paperwork. Joe picked up the papers, scanning the offered salary. "You are not going to find anybody this way. The salary is terrible. It is a living. It includes meals, which she will be cooking because otherwise people will starve." Joe raised an eyebrow. "It has to be a woman? Only women need apply." He pointed to Mel's perfectly styled hair. "Personal question. Did your hair get sick of you and leave? This is a choice." Mel stopped pacing and looked at Joe Longo. Really looked at him. A former high-powered trader, currently homeless, desperate, and sitting in her kitchen. An absurd, terrifying idea began to form in her mind. All right, Mel said, holding up a hand. "Look, we both know that is a lowball offer, all right? So come on. What is your top number there?" Joe blinked, surprised by the sudden negotiation. "That is my top number." "All right, you have a deal," Mel said, extending her hand. Joe looked at her hand as if it were a trap. "I cannot start until Monday. Who offered you a job?" He corrected himself quickly. "All right, I can start today. I am just going to have to, move a few things around. Mostly my car. Tuesday is street cleaning, is it not?" Mel let out a breath she did not know she was holding. You do know we are talking about a nanny here, right? There are children involved. Joe sat up straighter, looking offended again. You ever work with kids? Are you kidding? Right out of college. I ran a youth center downtown. I was in charge of 50 teenagers. Cooked them meals. Helped them with their homework. I was totally in charge. Mel studied his face. He looked earnest. Yeah, you are perfect, she declared, making a command decision. There is just one little detail. What is that? I do not really like you. Before Joe could respond, Ryder burst into the kitchen, his backpack slung over one shoulder. You know about the school bus? Not running today. The street is blocked because of some kind of garbage protest. Mel felt the blood drain from her face. Oh no, oh no, oh no. I mean, golly, tough break. Okay. I will take you. I will just miss my meeting. I mean, it is not like we need the police department. She was rambling, the panic rising again. Joe stood up, grabbing his keys. No, 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 no. You will make your meeting. I will take him. He looked at Ryder and extended a hand. Hey, hi, I am Joe. See that sports car out there? Ryder's eyes went wide. Yeah, it is yours? For 10 more days, Joe said with a wry smile. Sweet, I do not know if that is your. Oh, forget it. Buckle up. As they walked out the door, Ryder looked back at Mel. Is not that the cute yelling guy from yesterday? Yeah, Mel sighed, pouring herself a cup of coffee. He is a homeless commodities trader. He is taking care of the kids. She looked at Rhonda, who was staring at her in shock. How crazy do I sound right now? Bottom line, she sounds great. The perfect nanny. You were right. I cannot do this alone. What? Commodities trader? Rhonda asked, utterly confused. No, he is just temporary, Mel insisted, trying to convince herself as much as Rhonda. And he is not cute. No, he is not, Rhonda agreed, though neither of them sounded entirely convinced. He has no hair. Okay, Mel said, taking a deep breath. Before we pull the nanny trigger, when do I interview this lady? Her phone rang again. Hello. Hold on a second. She looked up, suddenly noticing a pile of clean, neatly folded clothes on the counter. Hey, let me ask you something. When is the last time anybody did any laundry in this household? You people live like pigs. She examined the clothes closer. These are my delicate items. How did you get my delicate items? Were you in my room? Joe, who had just walked back in to grab a piece of fruit, froze. Yeah, pull the trigger. Hey Joe, you were right. I should have that sandwich now. Mel stared at him. He had been in her house for 10 minutes, and he was already doing laundry and making sandwiches. It was terrifyingly efficient. Later that morning, Mel returned from her meeting to find the house quiet. Too quiet. She walked into the living room and stopped dead in her tracks. Ryder was sitting at the dining room table, a notebook open in front of him, writing furiously. Joe was leaning against the counter eating an apple. Hey Mel, Joe said casually. Mel pointed at Ryder, her voice hushed but urgent. What is he doing home in the middle of the day? His history paper, Joe replied between bites. What? All right, pack the veins back in your forehead. I took the kid to school, right? And he tells me he does not have his history paper. So we drive back here to get it. And then he tells me he did not exactly write it. And I said, well, you better exactly write it because it is due today. So he is up there writing it now. Joe pointed an apple core toward the table. And he does not come out until it is done. Huh? Now that is some nannying. Mel was aghast. You brought him home? You do not bring a kid home who has not done his work. You leave him at school to get yelled at, which is what he has got coming. What kind of rules are those? Joe shrugged indifferently. The rules that everybody knows. I am somebody. I never heard of them. Mel rubbed her forehead. realizing she had traded one set of problems for an entirely new, chaotic set. She looked at her watch. It was almost time for the dreaded meeting with the principal. She walked to the bottom of the stairs. "Lennox, you ready?" Mel called out. "It is time to go." Silence. Mel ran up the stairs and pushed open Lennox's door. The room was empty. The window was slightly ajar. Panic flared in Mel's chest. She raced back downstairs, confronting Joe. "She is not here," Mel said, her voice rising in pitch. "Where is she? You were supposed to watch her." "You never said that," Joe defended himself calmly. "Because it is obvious," Mel shouted, waving her arms. "The girl got suspended. She is gone. She has abandoned the meeting." She slumped against the wall, defeated. "You know what? You are right. I just said you were right. That was a compliment." She took a ragged breath. "Okay, she has like 3 places she usually goes after school. I will start there." Joe set his apple core down, his demeanor shifting from casual observer to active participant. "You want me to help you?" Mel looked at him, gratitude warring with her earlier frustration. "Yes, please do." They split up, searching the neighborhood. Joe found himself walking toward the local park, his eyes scanning the crowds of teenagers. He did not know Lennox well, but he knew what it felt like to want to disappear when the world felt entirely against you. He looked up, his gaze catching a lone figure sitting on the flat roof of a small maintenance building at the edge of the park. It was Lennox. She was sitting with her knees pulled up to her chest, staring out at the trees. Joe climbed the rusty fire escape ladder, his expensive shoes slipping slightly on the metal rungs. He hoisted himself onto the roof and walked over to her. "Nothing," Joe said conversationally, sitting down a few feet away. "I can work with this kid." "Wow." Lennox did not look at him. "Is this where you come for your adolescent brooding? You come up here to turn me in?" she asked bitterly. "It is not really my style," Joe replied, leaning back on his hands. Lennox finally turned her head, looking at him with curious eyes. "What is your style?" "Outlaw," Joe deadpanned, "cast out by the power brokers, forced to live a life in the city." Lennox managed a small, genuine smile. "Oh, kind of like Batman if he had been demoted to a nanny." "Nice," Joe chuckled. He let the silence stretch for a moment before broaching the difficult subject. "Are you not supposed to be at a meeting at your principal's office right now?" Lennox sighed, wrapping her arms tighter around her legs. "Why should I? Terrible things go on there all the time. Miss Lent fires the music teacher, completely gets rid of the band, and everybody is afraid to talk about it. I am tired of life being unfair." Joe looked out at the park, his own recent losses weighing on his mind. "How about for once it just be fair? I would be upset, too, if my mother and father bailed on me." Lennox bristled. "You are talking about Miss Lent." "If you say so," Joe replied gently. "You do not know anything about me?" Lennox snapped, the defensive wall slamming back into place. "You are right, I do not," Joe agreed easily. "But what I really do not know about you is why you are taking this all out on your aunt." Lennox looked away, her jaw tight. "Because she is the only person who has not bailed on you." "Look, I know she can get a little crazy at times," Joe said, offering a small olive branch. "All times," Lennox corrected dryly. "But since we are talking about fair," Joe continued, his voice growing serious, "do you really think it is fair that she has to go down to your school all alone and eat your big bowl of stink for something that she did not do?" Lennox frowned in confusion. "Big bowl of stink? What is that?" Joe smiled knowingly. "You will know when you have eaten one." Across town, in the sterile, intimidating office of Principal Lent, Mel sat alone. The ticking of the wall clock sounded like a judge's gavel. Miss Lent sat behind her large mahogany desk, her hands folded primly. "Any sign of our Lennox?" Miss Lent asked, her tone suggesting she already knew the answer. Mel shifted uncomfortably in her chair. Oh, Miss Lent, look, I know what Lennox did was bad. Okay, really, really bad. But if any kid has the right to be upset about what life has handed her. Look, I am not trying to excuse Lennox, I am just saying if I was Lennox, I probably would have done worse by now. In fact, I did. Miss Lent remained unmoved. This is pointless without Lennox. Why do we not just reschedule? You think you can manage to find her by, say, tomorrow afternoon? Mel pulled out her phone, looking at her schedule with a sense of rising dread. Oh, tomorrow's city council session is all day. But we take lunch 12 to 1. I do not know when you break. Miss Lent leaned forward, her eyes narrowing. Miss Burke, parenting does not fit into nice little schedule boxes. You know, it might be helpful to look not just at what Lennox is doing, but at the job you are doing. Mel felt a sharp sting of tears behind her eyes. It was the absolute worst thing someone could say to her in that moment. She was trying so hard, sacrificing her own life, and it felt like she was failing spectacularly. She is doing okay, Mel whispered, defending her niece and herself. The heavy office door suddenly swung open. Lennox stood in the doorway, looking slightly out of breath. Hey, Lennox said, stepping into the room. She looked at Miss Lent, then at her aunt. I am sorry I am late, and I am sorry about the other day with the poem. And I am sorry about the stuff that I said. I was mad, and apparently not really at you. She turned her gaze fully to Miss Lent, her voice steady and mature. But there is no need to blame my aunt. She has been getting enough of that for me. You know, at least she is trying. Lennox took a deep breath, steeling herself. Okay, whatever. Let us just get to the stink-eating part. Miss Lent looked bewildered. The what-eating part? Mel felt a massive wave of relief and pride wash over her. It was not perfect, but it was a start. It was a step forward. Later that afternoon, the house felt entirely different. The oppressive tension had lifted, replaced by a tentative peace. Out in the driveway, the rhythmic thud of a basketball echoed in the air. Joe was standing on the asphalt, passing the ball back and forth with Ryder. All right, let us see what you got, Joe encouraged. Ryder took a shot, the ball clanking awkwardly off the rim. Here is a thought, my hip young brother man. Try loosening up your knees a little bit. Ryder tried again, bending his knees, and the ball swished neatly through the net. He smiled, a genuine, relaxed expression that Mel had not seen in weeks. You are welcome, Joe grinned. Mel walked out onto the driveway watching them. She felt a profound sense of gratitude toward this strange, disruptive man who had barged into her life. Ryder grabbed the ball and looked at Joe. I heard about all the terrible things you have been going through. You know, with your wife. Going broke, losing your car, your condo. I mean, how can you even walk? He paused, realizing what he had said. Oh, sorry. I did not mean to. No, it is all right, Joe laughed, waving it off. I am aware that my life is an abyss of inky black despair. Thanks for the pep talk. Hey, could you show me how to do that? He gestured to Ryder's successful shot. Only if you taped it, Ryder joked. I have no idea. Joe chuckled, then noticed Mel standing nearby. Oh, I am sorry. I am sorry. I am sorry. Your aunt. I meant your aunt. Mel walked over to Lennox, who was sitting on the porch steps watching the game. Hey, so I ate my whole big bowl of stink. I even went back for seconds. Ugh. I am going to go brush my teeth now. Mel sat down next to her, bumping her shoulder gently against Lennox's. Hands, she demanded, holding hers out. Lennox placed her hands in Mel's. It was you, Mel realized, looking at Joe. You talked her into going down there. How did you talk her into going down there? Lennox smirked. People like me. No, really, Mel pressed. I paid her $50, Joe confessed casually, bouncing the basketball. Mel gasped, her eyes wide with shock. A bribe? That is terrible. Not only is that wrong, that is horrible parenting. Joe caught the ball and held it. Well, I am not a parent, and neither are you. Ryder, sensing an opportunity, piped up. Can I have $50? No, Joe and Mel said in unison. Joe turned back to Mel. Then relax. All right, I wrote Lennox a personal check. It bounced. Another very valuable life lesson. Mel could not help but laugh. A sound that felt rusty but incredibly good. She looked at Joe, realizing she was dealing with an entirely new species of caregiver. So is this how you ran your youth center right out of college? Joe stopped bouncing the ball, a sheepish look crossing his face. Oh, please, there was no youth center. Mel's jaw dropped. Can I speak to you in the other room? She stood up, marching into the kitchen. Joe followed, winking at the kids. Nice knowing you. Oh, I will be fine, Mel muttered as they entered the kitchen. She whirled around to face him. You lie, you bribe. Is there anything you will not do? Windows, Joe replied instantly. Look, Burke, I am just trying to help you out here, you know? I mean, I may have played it fast and loose, but Lennox apologized to that woman, right? Yes, Mel conceded softly. Yes, she did. She also, as it happens, said a few nice things about me. In front of me. It is the first time since she has been here. Frankly, it took my breath away. Joe smiled, a genuine, warm expression. Oh my goodness, you did not pay her to do that too, did you? Mel laughed again. No, she gave me that one free of charge. She leaned against the counter, looking at Joe. Although it may be my mere presence in this household that is sort of seamlessly pulling everything together. Joe chuckled. Oh, absolutely. Let us believe that. Mel hesitated for a moment before speaking. Oh, I almost forgot. A nanny agency called. They said that Mrs. Dietrich is available and that she will be here at 8 tomorrow morning. Joe's smile faded slightly. He looked down at his hands, suddenly looking vulnerable. You did not think I could handle this, did you? Mel looked at him, seeing the pride and the desperation mingled together. To be honest, no. Not until you pulled all that confidence out of nowhere. Joe looked back up, hope reigniting in his eyes. So, is this official now? Because, if not, I can just, hop in my house and drive away. Mel smiled, reaching out and gently patting his arm. Yeah, let us give it a shot. How bad could you be? You will find out, will you not? Joe grinned, the arrogant, charming persona snapping back into place. The new routine settled into the house with surprising speed. That night, Mel finally went on her rescheduled date with Griffin. When she returned, the house was dark and quiet. She quietly slipped inside, taking off her heels and carrying them down the hallway. The light in the kitchen clicked on. Joe was sitting at the island, a glass of water in front of him, reading a financial newspaper. So, how did your date go that lasted until 3 in the morning? Joe asked, not looking up from his paper. Mel sighed, dropping her shoes and walking over to the refrigerator. Leave me alone, Mom. It is not a school night. She grabbed a bottle of water and took a long drink. And he was captain of the football team. Wow. I just realized I have never actually had that conversation with my own mother. I would come in at 3 in the morning, and she would send me back out for gin. Joe chuckled, folding his paper. So, how did the kids get to bed? Mel asked, leaning against the counter. Ryder knocked out about 11, Joe reported, and Lennox was, 1:30. Mel's eyes widened. 1:30. All right. She just got in bed now when she heard the car pulling in. But she is caught up on biology and math, Joe countered proudly. And the 5th season of television. A sudden, loud pounding on the front door startled them both. Mel jumped, clutching her water bottle. What is that? Joe stood up, walking toward the door. Army Delivery Council. Babe, does it? He pulled the door open. A massive man in a delivery uniform stood on the porch, holding a large box. He stared down at Joe with an intimidating glare. Mel peeked out from behind Joe, her eyes widening at the size of the man. What is that face? Did you forget something? Hey, holy goodness, that guy is huge. Mel, this guy. I am not kidding. This guy is huge, Mel. Mel simply smiled, leaning against the wall. The chaos was back, but for the first time in months, she did not feel alone facing it. She had an angry, homeless commodities trader standing between her and the giant delivery man, and somehow, perfectly, that felt just right. The atmosphere in the studio was electric. The audience's anticipation a tangible hum as the recording in progress sign illuminated. Melissa, radiant and poised, stood at the center of the set, the embodiment of a woman successfully juggling a demanding career and a chaotic personal life. Look at you, a voice called out, teasing, public servant by day, hottie by night. Melissa flashed a confident, knowing smile. Well, she replied, her tone a perfect blend of authority and charm. I have to turn on the heat during the day or nobody gets anything done. It was a classic Melissa response, deflecting the compliment with a quick wit that endeared her to colleagues and constituents alike. The scene shifted, the camera catching the frantic energy of a city council meeting. Ooh, council story's up, someone announced, pointing to the monitor. The debate was heated, the air thick with frustration. From now on, a council member declared, we're capping elementary school class size at 22 students. The announcement, intended as a victory, was met with immediate backlash. This is garbage, a furious citizen shouted, gesturing wildly, which is piling up in front of my restaurant because you cut pickups to once a week. Melissa stepped up to the microphone, her demeanor calm and collected, a stark contrast to the escalating chaos. Well, she began, her voice steady, a reduction in trash service is what pays for the smaller class sizes. It was a logical explanation, delivered with the poise of a seasoned politician. Later, reflecting on the meeting, her colleague marveled at her composure. Crazy guys with trash bags coming at you and you stay the mature, rational adult. Melissa couldn't help but grin, a hint of triumph in her eyes. Yes, I did, she confirmed, before adding with a playful smirk, suck it, garbage guy. Her professionalism had limits, and a little private gloating was entirely justified. The victory, however, was short-lived. The memory of another interruption intruded, a darker, more personal attack. Oh, and then this dude, she muttered, the frustration returning. The scene replayed in her mind. A man, aggressive and unhinged, storming the meeting. Hey, don't be that guy, she had warned him. Don't be that guy that brings your garbage into a public arena and acts like a crazy person. Act like a gentleman. Thank you. But the man had ignored her plea, demanding answers about a family scandal. Now, where the hell's the money your brother-in-law stole from me? He had yelled, the accusation hanging heavy in the air. Melissa had handled it with surprising grace, turning to the audience for solidarity. What, my sister? Okay, but that's not me. Let me ask the room. Does anybody here have a relative they're not exactly proud of? It's not just me. It was a relatable moment, a reminder that even public figures have messy private lives. At least he was cute, she added, trying to lighten the mood. Her colleague, ever supportive, praised her performance. Yeah, I don't see it. You held your own up there. You remind me of your father, the esteemed senator. Melissa, however, had more pressing concerns. Oh my God, did I smell like strippers? She asked, a genuine look of panic on her face. The colleague laughed, shaking their head. No, you smelled like authority. Melissa visibly relaxed, her signature confidence returning. Oh, well, that is my fragrance. Yeah, I have to say, in all humility, I was, yes, smoking. She raised her hand for a high five. Up high, down low. Okay. The colleague continued, highlighting the unexpected benefit of the interruption. Plus, your brother-in-law's various felonies totally shifted the focus of the meeting. I think you put the whole trash issue to bed. The relief was palpable, but it was quickly replaced by a new crisis on the home front. Returning to her house, Melissa found her niece, Lennox, confronting a growing pile of trash on the porch. Aunt Mel, Lennox asked, bewildered. Why are angry white guys throwing trash at our front door? Melissa sighed, the weight of her responsibilities settling back on her shoulders. There is a political debate in the community in which the majority feels as though. She trailed off, unable to maintain the political jargon in the face of the literal garbage piling up. This is getting heavy, and really smelly. Lennox, ever the helpful teenager, simply stated, I'm just gonna leave this here for you, Aunt Mel. There's like 10 more on the porch. Melissa, eager to change the subject, tried to engage her niece. Hey, Lennox, did you see the dresser I put in your room? Lennox's response was polite but distant. Yeah, it's really cute, but I'm okay. I've got suitcases. The implication stung. She thinks living here is temporary? Melissa confided to a friend later, the hurt evident in her voice. Well, she no longer tells me what she thinks. I used to be, I'll sneak out of the house. Aunt Mel. Let's get matching tattoos, Aunt Mel. Now, because I said so, Aunt Mel. I do horrible things like put furniture in her room. Clearly, I'm a monster. Her friend offered a sympathetic ear. Of course she's difficult. Don't you remember what you were like at 15? Melissa chuckled, a self-deprecating sound. Not very clearly. Did a lot of drinking then. Despite the challenges, Melissa remained determined to provide a stable environment for her niece and nephew. I'm going out tonight, she told the kids, trying to project a sense of normalcy. So Rhonda's staying with you guys if you need anything. To her nephew, Ryder, she offered a bit of encouragement. Coach says you need a better jump shot. You got one of those? Yes. Rhonda, the babysitter, chimed in, her tone deadpan. We Asian women are all about the hoops. Melissa gave her final instructions. So if you've got any homework, do it. And beyond that, just, be good and don't. Torch the place. Rhonda finished, a knowing look in her eye. Yes, Melissa agreed. It was a valid concern, given Ryder's history. It was one little single alarm fire, she explained to a confused friend later. At his old house, the week his dad ran off. He was angry. He just stacked 20 of his dad's suits on the driveway, added some top-shelf cognac and lit them up. The friend tried to rationalize it. In a way, but we all need to let things out every now and then. Melissa, however, was firm. No, we don't. The urge to set things on fire we repress. With the kids seemingly settled, Melissa prepared for a rare night out. Thanks for babysitting, she told Rhonda, her gratitude genuine. I haven't had a date since the kids moved in. It's been so long. I'm actually nervous. She stood before the mirror, analyzing her outfit choices. All right, what do you think? These say smart, independent, bright political future. These say former bad girl. She's back. Her friend, ever the pragmatist, pointed to a more comfortable option. What, are you going hiking? That's yours. The anticipation was abruptly shattered by a phone call. Melbourne. Melissa answered, her heart sinking. Rhonda Chong? Yes, hello? It was the school principal. The news was not good. Channel school principal. She did what? What did she do? When? Where? Really? Today? Lennox did that. Liz, I find that hard to believe. The realization dawned, the situation escalating rapidly. No, she didn't tell me. It's not at all typical. Of course I believe you. I know when something's serious. It is really serious. I'm really sorry that this happened. I'll talk to Mel. But I'm telling you, this couldn't have happened. The friend confirmed her worst fears. Guess what? Today at school, Lennox handed out flyers containing an original poem rhyming her principal's name in a creative way that didn't go over well with Ms. Lunt. Not to send up a flare, but there's a possibility Channel 5 has a story. Melissa groaned, the political implications adding to the personal crisis. Are you sure? Pretty sure. I was just on the air, live, denying it. The frustration boiled over. 2 months living with me and she gets suspended. Legal guardian of the year. Thank you. Her friend offered a recurring piece of advice. I keep telling you, hire somebody, an organizer, professional. Those kids need structure and discipline and possibly electroshock therapy. And you, my dear, cannot do everything. Melissa, however, was stubborn. Well, maybe not everything, but I can certainly do this. It's just a matter of going up there and setting that girl straight. I haven't moved yet, have I? The resentment surfaced, a bitter reminder of the situation she found herself in. Why isn't my sister here to discipline her own daughter? Because she's locked up in federal prison. Seeking a connection, Melissa tried a different approach with Lennox. Remember you and me at the Fall Out Boy concert? I just found this old picture. Lennox remained unimpressed. Oh, you mean the one that was hanging very obviously in the hallway outside the door? Not obviously. Affectionately, Melissa countered, a hint of desperation creeping in. That was some night. Huh? Fall Out Boy. Woohoo. Where are we going with this? I was just remembering the good times. You know, when we shared, told each other things. Important things. That happened. Today. The facade cracked, the frustration evident. Oh, come on. You didn't think I got suspended with something you might share. Lennox relented slightly, but her defiance remained. Okay, I will share this. Miss Lent is a fascist. Melissa sighed. Why couldn't you have called her that, instead of, you know? Well, I never got in trouble at my old school, Lennox stated, a hint of longing in her voice. That's because your parents bought the indoor pool, Melissa reminded her gently. It didn't even have a spa. Like, what's up with that? Whatever, Lennox dismissed, returning to her aloof demeanor. Melissa outlined the consequences. Look, Miss Lent is expecting an apology. You and I have an appointment down in her office at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Lennox was unbothered. Great. You let me know how that goes. Lennox, until you talk to her, you can't go back to school. Oh, well, guess I'm not going back to school, Lennox declared, turning away. Of course you are. This is your education. Nothing is more important, Melissa insisted, her voice firm. The doorbell rang, interrupting the confrontation. Oh, that's my date, Melissa announced, a surge of relief mixed with anxiety. Oh, I have more to say. You just stay right there. Stay. Opening the door, she was greeted not by her date, but by the angry man from the city council meeting. Oh, gross. I was expecting my date. He was surprisingly apologetic. I'll be quick. I was a jackass down at City Hall. I never should have crashed your meeting asking where your brother-in-law was. That was wrong. And I just wanted to come here and say that I'm sorry. Melissa, however, was instantly on guard. Bolivia. Louis is in Bolivia. Isn't he? You just flinched. I flinched because you shouted Bolivia, he retorted, equally defensive. Okay, people in Bolivia flinched. Look, I don't know where the hell he is. Now get lost and leave me alone. Just then, her actual date, Griffin, arrived. Hi, Griffin, she greeted him, her tone softening. Hey, don't you look nice and smell handsome? She turned to the interloper. Who's this guy? Oh, no guy. I'm A. She addressed Griffin, the disappointment evident in her voice. Look, Griffin, I know you've waited a long time for this date, and so have I. Look, great. Look, I have a niece in crisis, and I really want to go on this date, but, you know, I have to spend some time with her, and I so want to be spending time with you, but, man, you smell great. Look, I'm really excited to buy this date. I just can't go on it. So let me do this. There. That should hold you for a few weeks, maybe more. We just don't know. Griffin, clearly disappointed, offered a weak smile. Wow, that's a whole bucket of gravy. The next morning brought a fresh wave of chaos. Melissa, exhausted and overwhelmed, arrived late for her meeting with the nanny agency. Hi, Rhonda. I know I'm late. Really? That late? Rhonda asked, her tone dry. Yes, I filled out the paperwork for the nanny agency. It's right here. No kidding. I'm late. You should have said that before. Oh, dear God. Melissa tried to soothe her. Relax. It's a happy visit today. May I? Before she could finish, a familiar face appeared. It was the man from the city council meeting, the homeless commodities trader. No, he interrupted, presenting a document. So I found the city budget online last night, and I went through it. Here's a thought. The cash in the general fund that's just sitting there? Hire me and I'll double your rate of return. That way, you'll have enough money for smaller class sizes and extra garbage pickups. And pie for everyone. Melissa, amused despite herself, shut him down. That sounds like a great plan, and I'd sign up immediately if you weren't a complete lunatic. Joseph Longo is not a lunatic, he defended himself. The name sparked recognition. Joe Longo? You're Joe Longo? You ran Lewis's commodities division. You made him millions. Legitimate millions. Yeah? Joe confirmed, a hint of bitterness in his voice. Your bastard brother-in-law pissed away. Melissa offered a genuine apology. Sorry. Happy visit. Joe shrugged off the awkwardness. Yeah, you went all Bolivia there for a minute. He presented his proposition. Yeah, so what do you think? Maybe you could get me a job downtown? Melissa sighed, explaining the reality of the situation. There's a hiring freeze. I'm really sorry you lost your job. Joe brushed it off, revealing the extent of his misfortune. Yeah, that's old news. Yesterday, I lost my condo. Yeah, well, I really need to. And now they're about to repossess my car. Oh, but here is the morning's big headline. The adorable Mrs. Longo has decamped to her mother's house. The litany of woes continued. Oh God, I'm really gonna miss that car. Melissa, overwhelmed by her own problems, struggled to maintain empathy. How can I put this nicely? I've got my own problems. Joe was incredulous. So you're not gonna help me? Do you live in my district? Now that I'm living in my car, yeah. Melissa exploded, the frustration finally boiling over. Look, I've got meetings, a trash revolt, a kid on the brink, and I'm in desperate need of professional help. For the household, not me. Joe, ever the opportunist, seized the moment. You're not gonna find anybody this way. This salary sucks. It's a living, Melissa defended the offer. It includes meals, which she'll be cooking because otherwise people will starve. She? It has to be a woman? Only, vagina Americans need apply. Melissa ignored the inappropriate comment, focusing on a more pressing detail. Personal question, did your hair get sick of you and leave? Joe, unfazed, defended his lack of hair. This is a choice. A tense negotiation ensued. All right. Look. We both know that's a lowball offer. All right, so come on. What's your top number there? That is my top number, Melissa insisted. Joe capitulated, the reality of his situation setting in. All right, you gotta deal with it. I can't start till Monday. Who offered you a job? All right, I can start today. I'm just gonna have to, move a few things around. Mostly my car. Tuesday's street cleaning. Isn't it? Melissa, suddenly realizing the gravity of her decision, tried to backtrack. You do know we're talking about a nanny here, right? There are children involved. You ever work with kids? Joe scoffed, projecting confidence. Are you kidding? Right out of college. I ran a youth center downtown. I was in charge of 50 teenagers. Cooked them meals. Helped them with their homework. I was Charles Friggin in charge. Melissa, desperate for a solution, relented. Yeah, you're perfect. There's just one little detail. I don't really like you. The reality of the situation quickly became apparent. You know about school bus? Not running today. Jackson Street block because some kind of garbage protest. Panic set in. Crap, 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 crap. Oh, I mean, golly, tough break. Okay. I'll take you. I'll just miss my meeting. I mean, it's not like we need the police department. Joe stepped up, surprising them all. No, 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 no. You'll make your meeting. I'll take him. He turned to Ryder. Hey. Hi. I'm Joe. See that Porsche out there? Yeah, it's mine. For 10 more days. Sweet. I don't know if that's your... Oh, screw it. Buckle up. Melissa watched them leave, disbelief warring with relief. Isn't that the cute yelling guy from yesterday? Her friend asked. Yeah, he's a homeless commodities trader. He's taking care of the kids. Melissa shook her head, questioning her own sanity. How high do I sound right now? Her friend remained optimistic. Bottom line, she sounds great. The perfect nanny. You were right. I can't do this alone. Melissa corrected her. What, commodities trader? No, he's just temporary. And he's not cute. No, he's not. He has no hair. Okay. Before we pull the nanny trigger, when do I interview this lady? Melissa asked, still hesitant. The conversation was interrupted by Joe's voice, booming through the house. Hello. Hold on a sec. Hey, let me ask you something. When's the last time anybody did any laundry in this household? You people live like pigs. Melissa, mortified, ran to investigate. These are my delicates. How did you get my delicates? Were you in my room? Yeah, Joe confirmed, unapologetic. Melissa turned to her friend. Pull the trigger. She addressed Joe, a hint of resignation in her voice. Hey Joe, you were right. I should have that sandwich now. The next day brought new challenges. Hey Mel. All right, get back up there, Joe ordered Ryder. What is he doing home in the middle of the day? Melissa asked, bewildered. His history paper, Joe replied casually. What? Wow. All right, pack the veins back in your forehead, Melissa warned, sensing his rising anger. Joe explained the situation, his frustration palpable. I took the kid to school, right? And he tells me he doesn't have his history paper. So we drive back here to get it. And then he tells me he didn't exactly write it. And I said, well, you better exactly write it because it's due today. So he's up there writing it now. And he doesn't come out until it's done. Huh. Now that's nannying, Melissa observed, a mix of admiration and apprehension. Joe remained firm. You brought him home? You don't bring a kid home who hasn't done his work. You leave him at school to get yelled at, which is what he's got coming. What kind of rules are those? The rules that everybody knows, Melissa explained, feeling exasperated. I'm somebody. I never heard of them. The conversation shifted to the more pressing issue of Lennox. Lennox, you ready? It's time to go, Melissa called out. Silence followed. She's not here. Where is she? You were supposed to watch her, Joe accused. You never said that, Melissa defended herself. Because it's obvious. The girl got suspended. She's gone. She's ditched the meeting. Melissa, feeling defeated, admitted he was right. You know what? You're right. I just said you were right. That was a compliment. Okay, she has like 3 places she usually goes after school. I'll start there. You want me to help you? Yes, please do, Melissa replied, grateful for the assistance. Later, Joe found Lennox brooding in a quiet spot. Nothing. I can work with this kid. Wow. Is this where you come for your adolescent brooding? You come up here to turn me in. Lennox remained defiant. It's not really my style. What is your style? Joe pressed. Outlaw, cast out by the power brokers, forced to live a life in the city. Joe chuckled, finding her melodramatic flair amusing. Oh, kind of like Batman if he'd been demoted to a nanny. Nice. Aren't you supposed to be at a meeting at your principal's office right now? Why should I? Crap goes on there all the time. Ms. Lent fires the music teacher, completely gets rid of the band, and everybody's afraid to talk about it. I'm tired of life being unfair. Joe, surprisingly empathetic, acknowledged